It's time for Bethune-Cookman Football. Head coach Raymond Woody Jr. and the Bethune-Cookman Wildcats are ready to climb the mountain in the Southwestern Athletic Conference. It's time for today's pregame show, brought to you by your Southeast Toyota dealers. Let's go inside the huddle. Here's the voice of the Wildcats, Mike Torello, on the CatEye Radio Network.
In 2016, the University of South Florida football team put together their best season in program history. The Bulls won a school record 11 games, forcing the 18th most turnovers in the nation, and tied with Temple for their only division title in school history. One of the assistant coaches for that legendary run, Raymond Woody Jr. Tonight, Coach Woody begins his second season at the helm of his alma mater as he brings his Bethune-Cookman Wildcats into one of the buildings that shaped him. Live from Raymond James Stadium in Tampa Bay, Florida, this evening's presentation of Bethune-Cookman University football on CatEye Network Radio and 1380 WELE, the Cat, is on the air. Hello and a very warm welcome. My name is Michael Torello, happy to have your company for the first time this football season. Johnny Vickers is joining me in the booth to break down all the action. We'll also hear from Daryl Natil down on the sidelines throughout the evening. Johnny, it's great to be back in the booth for another season of Wildcat football.
Man, an exciting time. An exciting time for not just us, but Wildcat Nation to get back in this 2024 season to see what our Wildcats can do.
In Coach Woody's first season in charge, Bethune-Cookman went 8-3 overall and 2-6 in the SWAC. While those numbers may not look impressive, the team improved by leaps and bounds from week 1 until the end of the year, winning 2 of their last 3 games and 3 of the last 4 at Daytona Stadium. Even in their losses, the Wildcats looked competitive, dropping games to Jackson State, Alabama State, and Texas Southern by 1-score margins. That was mostly thanks to a dominating defense that led opponents to just 22 points per game and a defensive line that was second in all of FCS football in tackles for loss per game. Disciplined play between the hash marks also contributed. The 2023 squad was the least penalized team in program history with just 49 total penalties and 35.4 yards per game. However, with defensive dominance came offensive struggles. BCU used 5 different quarterbacks in 12 games due to injuries, and all 3 of their wins came with a different man under center. I spoke to head coach Raymond Woody Jr. before today's game to get his thoughts on his first season at BCU, finally having a full offseason and returning to a place he used to call home. I'm here with Coach Raymond Woody before the Wildcats take on the USF Bulls to open up the 2024 season. Coach, it's football season again, although it doesn't really feel like it outside with the weather still being in the 90s. How's the team been dealing with the heat this week?
Oh, they've been dealing with it very well. I mean, during camp, we practice in 10:30 a.m. dead in it, right? But now, since school start, we practice early in the morning. So when it's hot, they're getting ready to leave the field.
Let's talk about last year real quick. First year back at the program, leading the way. Record doesn't really show the growth that this program had between kickoff at Memphis to last snap against Florida A&M, does it?
No, I tell you what, I like this football team. Obviously, when I came in after signing day, players didn't know me, I didn't know them. So, they was trying to understand the standard, and I feel like now they understand the standard, and we're starting to get a player-led team.
How important was it for you to have a full offseason the second time around? You mentioned not being there for signing day the first year, but now you've had a full recruiting class. They've come in. You've had a full spring season, a full training camp. How has the team developed so far?
They're developing well. We use the term love equals time. When you love someone, you spend time. We see guys all over this place every day, all day, and it's so important for the coaches to know the players and the players know the coaches, and when that happens, then you see growth because they see that we really care about them, but we're going to coach them hard.
Almost 50 new players in this season. Who are some names to watch out for that the BCU community will want to know?
Well, I tell you what, Javon Ralston as a freshman, coming in, from D-Land, he's really showing us that, the size, not about the size, it's about the heart, and he has the ability to make people miss in space.
You're going back to a place you once called home this week, USF. You were an assistant coach there during one of their better runs in program history. What's it going to mean to you going back to Raymond James and seeing that program and where it's come under Alex Golish?
Well, I tell you what, Alex and the rest of the coaching staff, they're doing a great job, and it'll be good to see some familiar faces. You know, I mean, we spent some years over there, and we had some good times.
Thank you, Coach. Good luck this weekend.
Thank you.
Enough about the past. Let's focus in on this season, starting with the offense. The Wildcats have had to replace their leading rusher, Jimmy Robinson, leading receivers Tink Boyd, Dakari Allen Johnson, and Devano Ellington. Stepping into the starting role at running back will be Juvensley Bazul. He impressed with limited playing time for the Maroon and Gold in 2023 with 108 yards and 3 touchdowns on only 26 carries. Also look out for 2 FBS transfers in the backfield, Courtney Reese from UNLV and Cross Patton from Nevada, both graduate students looking for one last ride in college football. There are more unknowns at wide receiver. Jalen Brown is the Cats' top returning wideout, but he only had 7 receptions a year ago. Watch for the speedy Malik Huggins from Gardner-Webb, the powerful Jostine Clark from UTEP, and the local freshman Javon Ross, who was a standout at DeLand High School. Finally, at quarterback, last year's QB1 Luke Sprague returns to the team, but was not on the week 1 too deep as he recovers from an injury-filled 2023. Talik Bethea is still around after taking snaps in 6 games last year, but all eyes are on transfer Michael Bowens, who has been named this week's starter. Bowens is on his 4th team in as many years after failing to find playing time at Penn State, Oklahoma, and UNC Charlotte. Will he finally find a home in Daytona Beach? Bethune-Cookman had 2 players named to preseason All-SWAC second team, and I caught up with long snapper Clayton Thomas Jr. to talk about the mechanics of long snapping, staying ready on the sidelines through long periods of inactivity, and being named preseason All-SWAC. I'm here with Clayton Thomas before the Wildcats take on USF to open up the 2024 season. Clayton, you were named All-SWAC second team going into this season. How does that make you feel?
For me, I'm a humble kid, so I try to keep my head down and still have the same work ethic as I did. Some people say like the awards get to people's heads and stuff like that, but for me, I feel like I stay true to myself, and I still work as hard as I did if I didn't get notified for that.
Long slapper is a position that doesn't really get a lot of praise from the general media. How do you stay focused through long periods of inactivity on the bench? Because you're only on maybe 6, 7, 8 plays a game.
Okay, yeah. For me, I just I try to have fun with my teammates. The biggest thing for me is like support. So I try to support everybody, whether they did good, made a play, missed a play, whatever the case may be. I try to be the life of the team in a sense. So, yeah.
Talk about the mechanic. Yeah. Talk about the mechanics of long snapping as opposed to a regular play or for a field goal or extra point.
For me, I just try to stay focused on every single snap. I would say this is probably an unpopular opinion, but a field goal for me is like it requires a lot more focus than punt snap. So I would say field goal and punt they're pretty similar in terms of technique, fundamentals. So yeah.
All right, thank you. Good luck this weekend.
All right, thank you. Appreciate you.
After the break, we'll hear from Daryl Natil on the sidelines, preview the 2024 BCU defense, talk to All-SWAC linebacker Dearis Thomas, and take a look at a surging USF Bulls program in the Opponent Report. You're listening to Bethune-Cookman Football on the CatEye Network Radio and 1380 WELE. Stay with us.
I spy a new Camry.
Ooh, I spy a sporty RAV4.
I spy deals on the entire lineup at the Toyota National Sales Event.
Good eye.
Lease a new 2024 Toyota RAV4 LE for $349 a month for 36 months. Offer valid through September 3rd, 2024. Well-qualified lessees with approved credit through Southeast Toyota Finance. $36.48 due at signing. No security deposit with select equipment. $350 disposition fee. Excludes tax, tag, registration, title, and dealer fees. See dealer for details. Toyota, let's go places.
Welcome back to Raymond James Stadium in Tampa, where the Bethune-Cookman Wildcats are getting ready to open the 2024 season against the USF Bulls. And it's time to head down to the field, where Daryl Natil has been keeping a close eye on pregame warm-ups. Daryl, what do you got for us?
Guys, it's festive down here on the sideline. Doing pregame, it was very hot. It was 103 degrees down on the field, but the sun has set behind the west stands, and it's cooling off a little bit. The Cats got the fans going, but I'm excited to see what the Wildcats will bring out this season. You know, we got 51 new returning players, but the new kids that we brought in, you got, like I said before, the local kid, Bon Ross from DeLand, Florida. You got Micah Bowens, the third quarterback coming in from Oklahoma. You got a number of new kids. The offensive line has been revamped. This Wildcat football team will play an exciting brand of football. Back up to you guys.
Thank you, Darryl. We'll hear from Mr. Natil a couple of times throughout today's game. As we mentioned before the break, the BCU defense was the standout unit on the team last season, and with Coach Woody's defensive pedigree, that shouldn't change anytime soon. The major losses coming into 2024 are Eddie Walls, who was a wrecking ball in the defensive line, leading BCU in tackles for loss and sacks last year, and all-SWAC corner and team leader in interceptions, Omari Hill Robinson. To fill the void at D-end is UCF transfer Dallas Corbett, with Adrian Hall and Ebenezer Dubula reprising their roles on the defensive line. The Cats should be stacked at linebacker, with high major transfers Oren Patu and Tremaine Mejia Pastor, joining returning leading tackler Dearis Thomas. And in the secondary, Raymond Woody III, son of head coach Raymond Woody Jr., comes home from California to lead the safeties. He's joined by a pair of transfers from Louisiana Monroe, Antoine Watts and Andrew Volmar. Cornerback could be a bit of a question mark. Johnny Harris is back after seeing this field 4 times last year, and freshman Matthew McKenzie out of West Palm Beach could be thrown into the fire as well. Preseason all-SWAC linebacker Dearis Thomas took some time after practice this week to talk about being the team's tackle leader last year and how the new additions to the defense are looking in preseason. I'm here with Dearis Thomas before the Wildcats take on USF to open up the season. Dearis, you are the team's returning tackler for last year. Talk about last season real quick and how it went for you.
It was an amazing season. Nothing without my D-line, no. Love them boys to death. They definitely helped me to get where I'm at right now, so shout out to them.
You were honored preseason as second team All-SWAC. What does that say about the coach's faith in you?
It shows me that, you feel me, they're putting their faith in me, and that's just good to know that, you feel me, I got the support behind me.
A lot of new faces on the defense this year. Talk about some of the newcomers and how you've integrated with them through fall camp.
Definitely trials and tribulations, but through it all, we done came together, and you feel me, we're working definitely as a team now, so I'm looking forward to it, definitely.
What are you looking forward to Saturday against USF?
Really just making the big plays and winning, coming back home with the dub, you feel me?
I remember last season, we were talking on one of these interviews, and you said, I'm not even that big into football. I just like to hit people. Is that still the same thing?
Of course, so you better know it. You better know it.
Thanks, Dearis. Good luck.
Thank you so much.
Now, as we get closer to kickoff, it's about 5 minutes before the kick, as USF is about to run out of the tunnel to our right in a broadcast position. Let's take a look at the South Florida Bulls in 2024's first edition of the Opponent Report. USF enters the 2024 season off a 7-6 finish in 2023, a 4-4 American Athletic Conference finish, and a resounding 45-0 win over Syracuse in the Boca Raton Bowl. Under second-year head coach Alex Golish, the Bulls were picked to finish 4th in the American according to the preseason poll, as here come the Bulls through the band with fire. USF returns 19 starters in 2024, 9 on offense, 8 on defense, and 2 special teams, from a team that set 12 team and individual program records last year. The Bulls return 85% of their rushing yards, 84% of their receiving yards, and 4 primary starters on the offensive line. Offensive returners include starting quarterback Myron Brown, who set program marks in passing yards, touchdowns, completions, and completion percentage last season. On defense, USF returns 9 of its top 11 tacklers, led by Jalen Schuler, who logged a team-best 97 stops to go with 8.5 tackles for loss in 2023. The Bulls also returned senior wide receiver Sean Atkins, who set program records with 92 receptions for 1,054 yards and was named a 2024 preseason All-American by Phil Steele. 11 Bulls were named to College Football Network All-AAC teams, and that is the Opponent Report for week number 1. Johnny, we are here in the booth in Raymond James. It's been a long off season. We had volleyball yesterday, but it seems like everything from the time the last out was made on the baseball diamond back in May has been leading to this moment right here.
Absolutely. you know, everybody has been excited about what Coach Woody has been building over the offseason. And right now, these young men have been having some very enthusiastic and spirited practices. And I know that they are tired of hitting each other. And they want to go out and get aggressive with someone else. And right here in Tampa, Florida, at Raymond James Stadium, they will be able to do just that.
From left to right across your radio dial, here come the Wildcats. Tonight, Bethune-Cookman, maroon helmets with Bethune wordmark on one side, numbers on the other, a gold stripe across the middle, and the interlocking BC logo on the back of the head. They're in maroon helmets. Gold jerseys with maroon numbers and a white trim, and maroon pants. The USF Bulls, the chrome helmets, gold with the green USF Bull logo on it. Green jerseys with white numbers and a gold trim, and green pants. A nice uniform matchup tonight. We got the green and we got the gold.
Yeah, we have the green and gold, but more importantly, we have the maroon and gold. Yeah. And the green and gold and the maroon and gold are about to face off right now.
Now, something I didn't mention in the opponent report, but the USF defense last year, even though their offense set all kinds of records, the defense was a little suspect. They finished dead last in the AAC in passing defense, giving up almost 300 yards per game, and in the bottom third of the AAC in most defensive categories. And this was a Bethune-Cookman team last year that, if the offense had been a little bit better, may have won 2 or 3 more games and should be a little bit better this year. Is this something we could take advantage of tonight?
Absolutely, especially if we can get our quarterback play up. Last year, we were kind of a one-dimensional team because we relied a lot on the run because our passing game really wasn't great. Now we have revamped our quarterback position, and I think that you will see Bethune-Cookman take shots down the field now that we have new arms in the backfield.
Bethune-Cookman has won the toss and elected to defer to the second half. USF will receive, so their offense will be on the field immediately, led by the junior out of Raleigh, North Carolina, Byram Brown, a former finalist for Mr. Football in North Carolina. And this is a guy who can throw, he can run, he can move the pocket. He's going to be a very big test for this BCU defense right out the gate.
And by the way, when they announced him in the starting lineup, how this crowd cheered for him, you know that he is a fan favorite.
A little bit of a sparse crowd outside here at Raymond James Stadium, but it is local band day. There are lots of bands, high school and middle school bands here, and they are going to perform with the Marching Bulls at halftime, so that should be pretty cool. I remember when I was in college, I always loved Marching Band Day. It was such a fun environment at the stadium. So we're getting ready to kick this one off. The Wildcats will kick off right to left. Cade Hector puts the ball in the air. It's a short kick. It'll go far side, bounce at the 20-yard line. It'll be taken there by the Bulls, and stepping out of bounds near the 25 is the returner. Looked like Cade didn't get all of that one.
I think it was a called play. They didn't want to give their returners a chance to get a big return, so they kicked it short, and ultimately it worked out. It was only a gain of 2.
The Bulls will set up going left to right. Far hash mark from our broadcast position. It'll be Brown in the shotgun with 2 receivers to his right, 1 to the left. Now the tight end goes in motion left to right. Here's the snap. It's a handoff up the middle. Delay and a hit once and twice at the defensive line. And a nice tackle by Bethune-Cookman. Adrian Hall got in there and made the stop. Gain of only 1. That was Kelly Joyner Jr. on the rush for USF.
Great opening stop by the Wildcats. This should really help build their confidence.
2nd and 9. They give to Joyner again. No, Brown keeps, moves around the left-hand side and slides down. Close to a first down. The marker at the 26-yard line. A pickup of 5.
With a quarterback like this, you have to play disciplined defense and assignment ball because he will hurt you.
The Bulls will go fast. They've already snapped it. It's a quarterback draw to Brown. He tries to pick his way towards the first down marker. He's near the 30-yard line. It'll depend on the spot if it's 4th down or not. It was 3rd and 4. He got maybe 3.5, and they're going to say it is 4th down.
4th down.
4th and 1.
It looks like they're going for it.
And they're going to go for it. This Bulls offense goes high speed. They're already in motion. Here's the clap. Brown changes the play at the line. 4-3 the Wildcats come out in to start. 4 down linemen, 3 linebackers. And that's Steven Sparrow at nickel all the way on the left of the formation for Bethune-Cookman. 1 man in motion left to right. Brown claps his hands.
Looks like they're trying to get the defense to jump.
Yeah, they call a timeout. What a disciplined start for the Wildcats on defense. USF takes a timeout just a minute into the game, 13:44 to go first quarter.
Playing these type of teams, you have to be disciplined because they will try to make you jump and get a free 5 yards. And the Wildcats did just that. They heard the claps. They did not jump. They stayed on side. We are talking about disciplined assignment football that the Wildcats are showing right now on defense.
And that was one of the calling cards of this team last year. They were the least penalized team in program history. Just 49 total penalties, 4.5 penalties per game across the entire season.
We want to see more of that during this season, and it looks like the Bulls are going to punt.
Andrew Stokes, the senior out of Perth, Australia, is set to punt. Malik Huggins, the wide receiver, is back to receiver. Bethune-Cookman. He'll stand at the 20-yard line. He'll watch that one bounce in front of him at the 30. He'll take it at the 20, far side near the hash marks, and he'll be run down at the 23-yard line by a gang of Bulls tacklers, led by number 98, Danny Gonzalez.
Great play by Huggins. He got the ball even though he was surrounded by 3 defensive players from USF, so the ball wouldn't roll further down into the red zone.
And now let's see who the Wildcats send out as their quarterback. It's been a topic of discussion all week long, and it will be Micah Bowens, the redshirt junior from Las Vegas. As the crowd gets loud here at USF, he's got one behind him. That's Juvensley Bazul. 3 receivers right, single left. He takes the snap, he hands to Bazul, who makes a cut in the backfield and loses 2 yards. Big tackle by the linebacker, the graduate student, Mac Harris.
A great defensive play by USF in their linebacking core. But I think that the Wildcats are just trying to get warmed up. Like you said, one of the things that we had to shore up was our offensive line. So I hopefully see some good play from them today.
2nd and 12 for the Wildcats on their own 23-yard line, going right to left. Bowens, shotgun. Sidecar left is Bazul. Bowens, he'll take a draw, quarterback draw, tripped over the backfield to lose more yards, all the way back to the 19-yard line. Dearis Hawthorne, the defensive end, tripped him up. That was a designed quarterback draw there.
It was, and Bowens got tripped up as he was about to make his cut to get upfield. It was a great play by the defensive line.
3rd down and 14. The Wildcats have just gone backwards on 2 rushing plays to begin their offensive sequence. Bowens with the ball at the 19. He claps his hands once, now twice. Looks to the sideline. Play clock at 10. Wildcats have 2 receivers in the formation to the right and 1 to the left. That's Malik Huggins. ISO play to the left-hand side. Let's see if they go to him. They bring the blitz. Bowens back to throw. He's got time. He sets his feet. He scrambles to his left. He's going to fake the pass. Cut upfield to get hammered as he tried to slide at the 23-yard line, and a flag comes down.
Late hit on the quarterback.
Jalen Schuyler, who I mentioned in the pregame show opponent report, was late on that hit and got Bowens upside the head. This may be targeting.
It may be. We'll see if the referees decide that they want to review this particular play. But this is why you have to be disciplined in all aspects of the game. When the quarterback is sliding, let's hear it.
Defense, 15-yard penalty with targeting.
Targeting is the call. So the top linebacker for USF may be gone on the first sequence.
On Bethune-Cookman's first drive, we're 12 minutes and 13 seconds.
Well, yeah, we just saw the replay here in the stadium. So Schuyler, Bowens was already grounded, and Schuyler came and put his arm around his neck.
Yeah, the referees are going to want to make sure that any type of contact to the head on a defensive player does not happen. So as they're reviewing this on the field right now, we should be hearing the result in a few minutes.
Yeah. The Wildcats are already set up and ready to go for their next play. Bowens popped right back up, and he was clapping his teammates on the back. He's ready to go. They spot the ball all the way up to the Wildcats' 38-yard line. What has BCU got to do to try to start moving the ball here? Because they've just been going backwards every play.
Well, I think we need to get the push from the offensive line. We've had some penetration with the linebackers and the defensive line. We have to make sure that we become a wall up front and make sure that the only way that we're going is through the line.
There is no targeting on number 7. He will be to stay in the game.
So there is a penalty. It's just not targeting. It's a normal late hit.
It's a normal late hit.
You know why? It's because he didn't hit with the head. He hit him with his arm.
Yes, and so he lives to play another down.
Wildcats will have it 1st and 10, going left to right at their own 38-yard line. Bowens, the quarterback. Juvensly Bazul, sidecar right. 2 receivers to the right. Huggins to the left. 4-2 is the defensive formation for USF. Bowens the snap. He fakes the handoff, rolls to his right, has 1 defender chasing him. He throws across the middle, and it's broken up. He was looking for the tight end, Thomas Nance.
We have a flag on the play.
And looks like in the vicinity of holding. We'll see.
In the secondary. Looks like we might have a pass interference in the secondary.
Really? Because Nance was guarded.
Defense.
Yeah, defensive holding. So back-to-back plays with a penalty for USF and an automatic first down for the Wildcats. So in coverage on the tight end, Thomas Nance was, I believe, Mac Harris.
Yeah, when you get calls like that, sometimes a defense might play a little bit more tentative, and you want to take advantage if those things happen.
So now it's 1st and 10 for the Cats. Moving left to right. They're at their own 48-yard line near midfield. Bowens claps his hands, takes the snap. It's a new running back in the game. This is the UNLV transfer, Courtney Reese. He's tripped up right at the line of scrimmage by Schuyler and goes nowhere.
He was 1 man away from breaking that for a big gain.
That was a nice cut in the backfield to get by the D-line, but the linebacker was right there in the hole.
He was. Now, you know what that means? We will be seeing that play a little bit later to try to seal off that linebacker to be able to break that play.
And a lot of times when you see something barely not work against a team like USF, when we get into SWAC play, that's a big game.
That is.
It'll be 2nd down and 10 from the Wildcat 48-yard line going left to right. They bring the jumbo package in. Reese is alone in the backfield. Bowens gives the ball to Reese. He'll run left, jump cut to the backfield, trying to spin free, but he's going to be bowled over for no gain. Jaquez Williams, the junior out of Savannah, Georgia, was the man that officially made the stop.
USF with a swarming defense. That time, once again, we're only a few men away from breaking tackles and getting upfield.
3rd down and 9. They give him 1 from the 49-yard line. This is the 2nd, 3rd and long on this drive. There was a late hit penalty that kept the drive alive for Bethune-Cookman last time they were in a situation like this. 2 receivers left. That's the wide side of the field. Single right to the near side. Bowens changes the play at the line. Play clock at 5. Now he backs up. He's got Reese sidecar left. 3 on the play clock. He takes the snap. It's a fake handoff. Bowens going to scramble. He's got room into the 50. Moving 45, and a flag flies as Bowens is spun down near the first down marker at the 43-yard line. That looked like a hold on Bethune-Cookman.
We might have holding on the offensive line. Here comes the call from the ref.
Holding. Offense.
Yeah.
Number 72.
I thought that hold was a little bit too good to be true for Bowens as he escaped the pocket.
He had a great run. And like I said, Michael Bowens, you have to be careful with him because he'll be one to go down at the last minute to try to draw a penalty to put his team in better position.
And last year, we really didn't have a true dual threat quarterback. We had Simmons, who was a run-first kind of guy. We had Sprague, who was a pass-first kind of guy. Bowens is a little bit of both.
Yeah, and with those dual threat type quarterbacks, you have to be careful because they can burn you at any minute.
Now it's 3rd down and 20 for the Wildcats from their own 38-yard line. They're back all the way where they started this drive after that holding penalty. Reese in motion. Bowens going to flip it to him on a screen pass to the right-hand side. Bowens gets a block and gets to the 40-yard line, but no further, just a 4-yard gain. So a Wildcat drive that was extended twice by penalties eventually goes nowhere and stalls to the 40-yard line of their own.
Yeah, you hope that as the game goes on and they start to figure out what they're doing schematically on defense, that these plays will break open for them. The good thing about it is unlike the Bulls, the Wildcats didn't go 3 and out.
Punting for the Wildcats is Anthony Frederic. Back deep for the Bulls. Frederic gets it away, the former soccer player. It angles towards the 20. It's caught there, a spin move to get away from one defender. He's still on his feet, but buried at the 18-yard line. Very good kick coverage by the Wildcats. Got to see who was first to him. It was Clayton Thomas Jr., the long snapper, who made the tackle. How about that?
Hey, way to get downfield and make a play. Listen, one of the things that you do not want to do is get out of position and out of your lanes when you're running down on coverage.
The Wildcats did a good job on their last defensive sequence. We'll see if they can do it again on their second. We'll take a break and be right back. This is BCU Football on the CatEye Network Radio and 1380 WELE. Welcome back to Raymond James Stadium. Michael Terrillo. Johnny's with me in the booth. Daryl's on the field on the sidelines watching everything down there. A good start to the game for Bethune-Cookman, especially on defense, as they forced a 3-and-out on the first South Florida drive.
That's what you want to see from your defense, coming out, a new group together, being able to be efficient on defense and get the team to go 3-and-out to help make sure that the offense can get into their groove.
Once again, it'll be USF ball after the BCU punt. They'll start on their own 18-yard line, going left to right. The gold helmets screen everything else with the white numbers. Maroon helmets, gold jerseys, maroon pants for Bethune-Cookman. They've changed the defensive alignment. It's now looking like a 3-4 when they started in the 4-3 for Bethune-Cookman. Brown is in the gun. He's got one man moving left to right. Brown takes the snap, puts it in the belly of the running back. Nice cut for Kelly Joyner Jr. He's tripped up after about a gain of 3 to the 21-yard line. Make that the 22 as they give him the extra yard.
He had a nice little hole there, but he got tripped up, so saved the Wildcats some valuable yardage.
Second down. Bowen to throw to the far side. It's a screen. Getting a block is the tight end, Weston Wolf, and he's going to be close to a first down, and in fact, he'll pick it up right at the 28-yard line.
Great ran play by USF, but even better that the defense got over there so quickly to stop it.
Correction, that was Sean Atkins on the reception and movement up front. All kinds of movement up front.
There we go.
On both sides, and it looks like
it's going to be a false start.
It looked to me like the Wildcats moved first, but we'll see what the officials have to say about it.
As long as they didn't go into the neutral zone, it should be a false start.
Yeah, that was Adrian Hall on the right-hand side of that defensive line. He's already made a couple of nice plays, Adrian. He's one of the big returners from last year.
Absolutely. Just
false
adding.
start.
It is a false start.
Yes.
So that is already the fourth penalty on USF in this first quarter, 8:35 to go in it.
Yeah, as long as the defense doesn't jump into the neutral zone and if they flinch, that's fine. But if they go into the neutral zone, then we have a different situation.
Yeah. Or if the offensive line like fakes or does something to draw them into the neutral zone, then it's also on the offense.
Then it's also on offense.
It'll be 1st and 15. Ball spotted on the 24-yard line of USF. The Bulls going left to right. Byron Brown in the gun. One running back sidecar left, a tight end on each side. He'll hand the ball off to the running. No, it's a play-action pass. He goes over the middle and incomplete. He was looking for Atkins on a crossing route and threw it a little bit behind him.
Yes, he did, but the old saying is, if the ball hits your hands, you have to catch it.
Yeah, that was back shoulder for Atkins. Atkins had Raymond Woody III for company across the middle there.
Oh, Raymond Woody III was there on him as that ball hit his hand. So it's not going to be easy to get downfield while he's back there in coverage.
2nd down and 15 now. Brown in the gun. Joyner, sidecar left. 3 receivers right, single left. Now one comes in motion. That's Keyshawn Singleton left to right. Play action, screen left side to Atkins. He breaks the tackle of the 30. He hops over a defender at the 35, and it's going to be close to a first down. It'll be 3rd about 4 for the Bulls.
Yeah.
They're going to go really fast here. They're already
they're
lined
speeding up.
A snap. Brown throw is far side into one-on-one coverage. It's caught, and making the tackle there is the Cookman defender, but reaching across for a first down is Abdul Rahman Yassin. He was matched up one-on-one out there with Antoine Watts, the strong safety. They will move the chains. They'll go fast again.
They're moving the
at
tempo.
The 40-yard line. Brown looking, comebacker to the far side, caught by Yassin. Gain of 5 to the 45-yard line. This is the kind of tempo that the Wildcats have been working on defending in practice this week.
Yeah, this reminds me of the Wildcats from about a decade ago of how fast they used to move.
2nd and 5. Brown, handoff, left side. Diving through is Joyner. He'll get to the 47-yard line, gain of about 3. And it'll be 3rd down and 3.
This is the type of tempo that can tire out our defense very quickly.
7:15 and counting. They're already back in. The defense not really set. They're going to hand the ball off to Joyner. He'll run right through the middle, trying to push forward. And those big bodies of the USF offensive line will give the Bulls a first down right at midfield. 300, 315, 320, 312, and 330. The weights on that offensive line. It's going to be tough for our boys to stop this run game.
Yeah.
Another snap from midfield. Play action. Brown goes far side left. Comebacker caught by Raheem. He is wrapped up and spun down by Steven Sparrow and Shelton Quarles Jr. They're on the far side, but still a 7-yard gain into Bethune-Cookman territory.
Yeah, you have to get him down, because if you don't, he is going to stretch just to get as much yardage as he can when he gets first stopped and then makes that first contact.
And Bethune-Cookman's going to call a timeout here. Coach Woody knows that the writing is all on the wall. He needs to get his players a little bit of a break. And, man, that's important, right, to stop it somewhere.
Absolutely. I think that is a great call, timeout. The USF Bulls were on tempo. They were getting plays off about every 5 to 7 seconds once the ball was spotted, and that can wear a defense out very quickly. So I think that this is a great call timeout by Coach Woody in order to be able to give his defense a breather.
You can take the pizza out of New York, but you can't take the New York out of the pizza. Stop by Sergio's and experience the flavors yourself. Our recipe for success is simple: a generous dose of love paired with the freshest, highest quality ingredients. This combination is what makes each dish truly exceptional. Our approach includes a blend of traditional recipes from the old country with a modern flair that creates our wide variety of great tasting dishes, which range from gourmet pizzas, soups, pastas, and entrees. Come visit us in the Publix Shopping Center on Bevel and Clyde Morris, or visit our website and order online with Slice and Uber Eats. Bring your college ID and get 10% off your orders. Go Wildcats! That's Sergio's Pizza Kitchen. 6:37 to go first quarter. Let's head down to the field to check in with Daryl Latil. Daryl, what's the story?
Good timeout that time by Coach Woody. We were a little winded, and we were trying to get some substitutions in, and we didn't get a chance to get those guys and get the right package on the field. So the timeout gives us a chance to catch our breath. You know, this racehorse offense is good for us to see this now, because we're going to see it during the SWAC season. Back up to you guys.
Daryl, I wanted to ask you, what was the vibe around that defense's first drive where they forced that 3-and-out?
Oh, they came off the field, you know, jacked up, man. A couple of guys were high-fiving. Even on the punt, when the center, the long snapper went down, he came back firing everybody up.
Thank you, Daryl. We'll hear from you later in the game as well. Do you love Bethune-Cookman sports? Of course you do. Then don't miss Hail Wildcats Radio, the podcast that takes you behind the scenes of all 15 Wildcat sports programs. Hosted by voice of the Wildcats, Michael Truvillo, and featuring the expertise of sports information directors Bryce Honoski and Brian Harvey. Hail Wildcats Radio delivers unparalleled coverage of your favorite teams. Tune in to 1380 WELE Daytona Beach every Saturday before the football games to catch the show live, or listen anytime on your favorite podcast platform. If you were listening to 1380 WELE before it, we kind of use it as a pregame studio show. Runs about an hour before we get on the air here live from the stadium. It's a great time recording once a week with the guys down there.
Absolutely. It's just a good time to talk about Bethune-Cookman athletics and all the progress that we are making this season and what we are doing and the plans that this program has to be able to be successful, like not in the future, but right now.
Here we go. After the timeout taken by the Wildcats, it's 2nd and 2 from the 38-yard line of Bethune-Cookman. USF going left to right. Byron Brown in the shotgun takes the snap. Play action. He's back to pass. Pressure comes. He throws it deep down the field, down the left sideline. That is incomplete.
Incomplete.
Woo. It was headed for Abdul Rahman Yassin, and I'll tell you what, he had the defender beat. But Johnny Harris III got back there just in time to make the stop.
Listen.
Correction, that was, it was Johnny Harris.
Listen, at that last minute, Harris was able to make a play on the ball, and the receiver was not able to hang on to it. Saves a touchdown for the Wildcats.
3rd and 2 now from the BCU 38. They bring in the big fellas. Triple tight end set to the left. They're going to hand the ball off middle. Brown's going to keep it. No, he escapes. Gets past everybody to the 30, to the 20, to the 10. He is in. Touchdown. A perfect RPO for USF.
The RPO is so hard to defend sometimes, especially with what he did. He waited until the very last minute to pull the ball and get around the corner and just took it to the house. I mean, Brown, he is a special athlete, but that is how you play that RPO.
Man, he was one of only 2 players in the country to have at least 3,000 yards passing and 800 yards rushing in 2023. The other one, Jalen Daniels of LSU.
Wow. I mean, Andrew Volmar had a chance, tried to get onto his foot to trip him up, but he was able to high-step it out of there for the touchdown for the Bulls.
Extra point from John Cannon is up and good with 6 minutes and 21 seconds to go in this evening's first quarter. It's South Florida 7, Bethune-Cookman nothing. We'll take a break and be right back. This is Bethune-Cookman University football on CatEye Network Radio and 1380 WELE. Back at Raymond James Stadium, it's Bethune-Cookman University football on CatEye Network Radio. The Wildcats trail the USF Bulls 7-0 after a 42-yard touchdown run by Byram Brown on a read option. And Johnny, you were telling me during the break about kind of the mechanics of playing defense against a play like that when you got a player like Brown who's so shifty.
Yeah, so when you're in an RPO, one of the things that you're taught to do is you're taught to read the end man on the line of scrimmage. And if that man commits to your running back, you pull that ball and you haul tail. And our end defenders got in so close to the running back, they weren't able to switch directions, and that allowed the quarterback to get around the end and ultimately for a touchdown.
John Cannon kicks off, left to right, ball in the air. It's going to go into the end zone and out the back of the end zone. Nice kick by Cannon. Cannon is a senior, 5'9", from Fort Lauderdale, and their punter, who we saw earlier, Andrew Stokes, is older than me. He's born in 1993 from Perth, Australia, played 7 years of professional Australian rules football or rugby.
Well, you're not saying anything to me because he's still younger than me.
That's fair. But I am now past the age where a college player should be older than me.
Oh man, he has Chris Winkie syndrome.
Wildcats getting ready to come back out on offense, and we could see a rotating door at quarterback tonight. But it is Micah Bowens back in there at QB. The transfer from Charlotte, Penn State, and Oklahoma on his fourth team in 4 years. 1st and 10 for the Wildcats on their own 25-yard line. They go left to right. Twins receivers, 2 to each side. Bowens takes the snap, fakes the handoff, a pitch to Reese on the right-hand side, and he slips and falls down for a loss of 2. He had a gap, and he just got his feet tangled up.
Yeah, he got on his heels trying to make the cut. And ultimately, anytime you get on your heels, your feet are going to slip out from under you. I think he should have just tried to go on and take the corner instead of trying to cut it back, because they had a good defense coming down for support.
The best plays the Wildcats have had so far are the penalties. Pretty much every other offensive snap, they've gone backwards. Now second down at 11 at the 24. 3 receivers to the left, none to the right. Looks like they're going to bring the blitz, and they do. Reese takes the handoff, gets around the left-hand side, makes a cut at the 25, and is hammered down at the 27-yard line by Dearis Hawthorne.
Yeah, this is the first positive play, rushing play that the Wildcats have had this game, and so hopefully they'll be able to build on it from here.
But you can see the shiftiness of Courtney Reese and what he's going to bring to this team.
Absolutely.
Third down and 8 now. They spotted the ball at the 27-yard line. Ball near hash, 2 receivers right, single left, 4 down linemen for USF. And a movement on the offensive line. It was the right tackle.
False start.
Travaris Hammond.
Number 18.
No, they called the tight end, Thomas
Tight end.
Nance.
Yes, at the clap, at Bowen's clap, he moved and took a step up. And anytime you move and you're not still, they're going to see that and they're going to call it.
And that moves it from 3rd and 8 to 3rd and 13, which you can't do, especially in a game like this, but really at any point. And the Wildcats are in danger of going 3 and out here.
In every game, but especially games like this, every yard counts. Every penalty matters. You do not want to put yourself deeper into a hole than what you already are.
They're at the 22-yard line, got to get the 35. Bowens with 3 to aim at. He takes the snap, fakes the handoff. He's going to laser one over the middle, and it's intercepted. And this one could go all the way back. Jalen Schuyler down the left-hand side. He's tripped up at the 5-yard line. Courtney Reese made the touchdown-saving tackle, but Jalen Schuler, the senior out of Abbeville, South Carolina, just ended that BCU drive in a big way.
Absolutely. He was reading Bowen's eyes from the jump and jumped in front of that pass so quick. The receiver was open for just that much, but Schuler jumped it, but I think he's now on the field. I think he might be hurt.
Yeah, he is being attended to by a member of the USF medical staff. But again, that's a throw that Bowens needs to be able to make. The window was tight, but it was there just for a half a second.
And sometimes it's not about throwing in the first window. Sometimes it's about letting your receiver clear, getting him into the second window, and then throwing it there. Because the way Schuler jumped that, if he would have waited just maybe like a second and a half longer, which he had the time to wait, and let the defense do what it does, he could have hit his receiver on the other side.
And Jalen Schuler, if you're just joining us, who intercepted that last pass from Micah Bowens, is down on the field near the BCU sideline inside the 5-yard line, where he was eventually tripped up by Courtney Reese after making that interception.
Great job by the Wildcat offense being able to get back to the ball, to be able to save a touchdown, to at least give the defense a chance to be able to get the ball back. No one quit on the ball, and even when mistakes happen, right? It's like what my old ball coach used to say, Coach Alvin Shine White. He says, I don't care about what happens to you on the field. I care about how you react to what happens to you on the field. And even when the interception was thrown, they did not give up on the play to be able to save that touchdown.
Speaking of Alvin White, he's sitting about 5 feet from us in the other booth.
Good old coach, Coach Shine.
All right, Schuyler is up and is walking off the field under his own power. So that's good to see. They're showing the replay now, and yeah, he was looking for Justine Clark over the middle, and that's not a bad throw. Clark had the cornerback beat. The linebacker just jumped in front of it and picked it off.
Yeah, but like I said, sometimes you have to have a little bit more patience to let your receiver clear, hit him in the second window for a better gain and a better efficient throw.
It'll be 1st and goal for USF from the 6-yard line. Byron Brown still in the game at quarterback. It's Callie Joyner Jr. at running back and Weston Wolf at tight end. They're going to give the ball to Joyner. He's going to try and pick his way through. He's upended at the 4-yard line and ripped down after a gain of 3.
Great swarming defense by the Wildcats to keep the running back out of the end zone, and the USF Bulls are going tempo once again.
Woody made the stop. It's going to be another handoff up the middle, fighting for the goal line, and the Wildcat defense makes another stop. 3rd and goal at the 2.
Now, with what I just saw, expect something of possibly the same play, except for Brown this time to keep the ball.
Earl Miller made the tackle. 3rd and goal at the 2. Snap, handoff up the middle, diving for the goal line. He's short. He's short. Oh, no, he's not.
No, he got in.
One official said he was short. The other put the hands up for a touchdown. So maybe on second effort, he did get over the line. It was a big old scrum at the goal line.
They may want to review, because typically if it's inconclusive, at times they still review all scoring plays.
But it's going to be the first touchdown of the year for running back Kelly Joyner Jr. Only had 3 games played 2 years ago because of an injury, but last season had 4 touchdowns.
This young man is ready to build on last year.
And they have reviewed it. It's a touchdown. And with 3:59 to go in the first quarter, the Bulls double their lead. It's going to be 13-0. John Cannon on to make it 14. And it's up and good. And I want to mention that last year, turnovers killed us, especially interceptions killed us in close games, in crucial moments against Texas Southern, against Jackson State, against Southern, and unfortunately, it's happened again.
Yes. Rule number 1, protect the ball. You want to make sure that you're making right decisions with the football, and not throwing interceptions, and you want to make sure that you're not putting the ball on the ground. Why? Because your defense will not get a chance to rest. That then makes your defense more susceptible, because they are getting fatigued, they're getting tired because of all the time that they're spending out on the field.
There's another Bull down on the field inside the 5-yard line. And I can't really see his number, but it might be Sean Atkins, their top receiver.
No, I think it is one of the linemen. I think it's number 74.
Jack Wilty. It's Jack Wilty, number 78.
Bowie, 78?
Yeah, 78, Jack Wilty, the right tackle.
Okay. We're both wrong.
No, yeah, we were both wrong. It's Mike Lofton. But anyway, he is up and walking off under his own power. But you got to be careful in these early season games, especially down here in the South, right? It's hot, it's humid. As Daryl said in the pregame, it was 103 degrees on the field during warm-up. The sun is going down a little bit, but it is still very sticky out there on the field.
Oh, yeah, this is the type of weather that you have to be able to stay hydrated. But the majority of both of these teams' players come from Florida, so they're used to playing in this type of weather. So their bodies have adapted, but they know that they have to continuously put liquids in their body so they do not cramp up.
And when I talked to Coach Woody earlier this week and asked him about the heat, he said, yeah, we're used to it. It's fine. We've been through camp in June and July.
Oh, yeah. When they practice, it's about a cool 89 degrees outside.
So John Cannon getting set to kick this one off for USF. Courtney Reese back deep to receive. And Cannon will let this one hang up at the 5-yard line. Reese takes it to the 5, up to the 10, straight ahead to the 20, breaks through 25, 30, and is wrestled down to the 32-yard line, but a flag on the play.
It's coming back.
And we talked up the discipline of this team last year, but already 2 big holding penalties that have negated good plays for the offense.
Well, this one is
holding. Receiving team during the return, number 40. Be half the distance to the goal. First down.
So they're going to spot. They might spot this ball at the 5-yard line.
Ultimately, I think holding was probably a more generous call, because what I saw from this angle was a block in the back. And if a person is getting around you, you have to let the man go. You cannot take him to the ground. You cannot, unless you're up in front of him, you cannot push him to the ground. So we have to be able to, once again, stay disciplined in what we do.
They're going to spot the ball at the 9-yard line. So that's a 30-yard penalty.
You cannot put yourself in these positions. You cannot dig a hole and continue to try to think you're going to dig yourself out. You have to play assignment football and make good decisions.
Bowen's back in there at quarterback. Juvensley Bazul, the running back. One receiver wide to each side beyond the numbers. 1st and 10 for the Wildcats on their own 9-yard line. It's going to be a handoff. Juju Bazul, he'll run right, run into a crowd, and lose a yard.
I'm going to tell you where that play started. That play started up front from their defensive front. Their defensive front was able to get movement on our offensive line, get them a yard back, and they were able to make a play in the backfield.
Jalen Stokes came down from strong safety to make the tackle that time, but he started almost in the box.
I mean, if they know that you have a tendency to do a lot of running, they're going to stack the box and dare you to throw on them.
2nd and 11, play action. Bowen's looking. He'll go down the numbers. It's a back shoulder throw, and it's incomplete.
That's one of Bowen's great talents. He has the ability to be able to put the ball, where, especially on the sideline, where the only person that can get it is his receiver.
Omari Stewart was the intended receiver, and now it's 3rd and 11 at the 8. It's been more of the same for the Wildcat offense today. They have 3 total yards here with 3:15 left to go in the first quarter.
And I'm sorry, you cannot win games with just 3 yards.
Most of their offense has been USF penalties. 10 on the play clock. They're in the formation, 1 wide out to each side. The tight end's in there on the right. Bowens claps once, takes the snap, hands it off Bazul, trying to cut back, and he's going to get back to the original line of scrimmage, gain of 1, but nothing else. Tackle made by Bernard Gooden for USF.
4th down, the punt team comes on the field. But we kind of expected this from this Wildcat team, that the play calls were going to be pretty conservative today. You don't want to show too much. It's a non-conference game, and you definitely don't want to get any of your main players hurt. So a lot of this is to be expected, but even if the play calls are conservative, you have to be able to execute every play.
Anthony Frederick halfway back in the Bulls end zone. Sean Atkins near midfield for the Bulls to receive. It's a wild snap. Frederick barely gets it away. He takes a tumble in the end zone. Atkins makes a fair catch in BCU territory at the 48-yard line. Anthony Frederick goes off the field chirping at the white hat, thinking he got bowled over late. No flag.
Yeah, he got bumped into a little bit, but nothing that would draw a penalty. So, I mean, typically, it all depends on the judgment of the referee. They have some who are more lenient. They have some who are more staunch when it comes to making sure you do not touch the kicker. And so, unfortunately, we did not get that call.
And Anthony Frederick is a former soccer player. I may accuse him of some acting, some diving at times. All soccer players do it. As a former soccer player, I know the feeling. 1st and 10 for USF from the BCU 48-yard line, going left to right. It's Brown in the gun. He'll take the snap. He'll hand the ball off to Kelly Joyner right through the middle. Ripped down. Gain of 2 on the play. Nice tackle made by Tremaine Mejia Poster for the Wildcats. Correction. That was, Dallas Corbett, correction, made the stop from his defensive end spot.
The Bulls are still going tempo, but this possession is a little bit slower.
New running back in the game for USF. It's Taron Keefe. It's a screen pass left to Sean Atkins. He's open, gets a block, makes a man miss near the 40, and eventually wrestled down right at the 40-yard line. It'll bring up 3rd and 2.
Uh-oh.
I mean,
got a little tangled up there.
Sean Atkins, he doesn't look like it from an athletic standpoint, but he can move. It's going to be a handoff up the middle, and diving all the way to the 35 is Taron Keefe. 1st down, USF. They're going to continue to go fast here.
When the team is going tempo, you have to make sure that you get up to the line of scrimmage and get set,
already
because
a snap,
they can catch you off guard.
Play action. Brown looking. Forever. A comeback to the far side, complete to Josh Hardiman to the 30. Down towards the 25-yard line, being wrestled by 5 gold jerseys. Antoine Watts is in there. Johnny Harris is in there. Raymond Woody is in there. All combined to make the stop, but it's a 1st down for USF.
That's just some good
correction, a gain
football.
Of 9 yards as forward progress stops them at the 26-yard line, 2nd down and 1.
That's just some good hard-nosed football, fighting for every yard that he could get. But you also have to be careful, because those are the type of plays where the ball can get poked out and the defense can go the other way. So good job on the swarming defense from the Wildcats, and hopefully they'll be able to knock one of those out with their receivers trying to fight for extra yardage.
Clock rolling, 41 seconds left in the first quarter, and for the first time tonight, USF doesn't go tempo. They use the huddle. 2nd and 1. They hand it off. No, they take it and throw to Atkins, near side 20, 15, fighting through arm tackles to the 10, and eventually wrestled down by a horde of Wildcats at the 8-yard line.
You have to be able to come in and bang some heads sometime, because right now the receivers are almost seemingly dragging our DBs.
Tempo from the 8. Brown keeps, scrambles, spinning at the 5, down to the 3.
Signs of fatigue, missed tackles. We had him in the backfield. He slipped away, and now the USF Bulls are on the 3.
And that's the end of the first quarter, a quarter that was all USF, both positively and negatively for them. They had a couple of penalties, but South Florida already up 14-0 and has the ball on the doorstep. It'll be 2nd and goal on the 3 when we come back. We'll take a break and be back from Raymond James Stadium. This is Bethune-Cookman University football on CatEye Network Radio and 1380 WELE. Second quarter on tap from Raymond James Stadium here in Tampa. Bethune-Cookman 0, USF 14 as we get ready to start the second 15 minutes of play with the Bulls. Knocking on the doorstep, they'll have 3rd and goal from the BCU 2-yard line. Now attacking the end zone to listeners left all the way on the other side of the field. Michael Torello in the booth with Johnny with me. Daryl down on the field on the sideline here for BCU football. First game of the 2024 season. And the Wildcats have started slowly, just 5 yards of offense in that first quarter, as opposed to 147 for USF. Here's 3rd and goal now. They're going to snap it, hand it off, running left, barreling, close to the goal line. Like and they stopped at the 1. It's actually 2nd and goal. My apologies. Now it is 3rd and goal from the 1. USF will once again go quickly. The running back is Teron Keith, the senior out of DeLand, Florida, and a transfer from Bowling Green State. It'll be the Keith to get the ball running left, and he's in for the touchdown.
That's all. When you're there, it's man on man, right? May the best man win. And all they did was put their head into the ground and drive. It almost was as easy as him walking in.
14:36 to go in the second quarter. USF 20 pending 21. Bethune-Cookman nothing. And the Wildcats have not looked good on offense, but unfortunately it's more of the same from last year. They're just struggling to move the ball at all through the air or on the ground. They've already had one pass intercepted, and they can't seem to get the running game going as Cannon puts the extra point up and good.
Yeah, so the Wildcats still look like they're trying to put certain things together, certain pieces in place. And when we're here, this is not the time to try to figure it out. You have to be confident in what you're able to do. Oh, my. Uh-oh.
Oh, my what? I didn't see.
I just saw an undisciplined play on the replay.
Uh-oh.
Good thing we did not get a penalty for it.
All right, let's go down to Daryl Nateel on the sideline. Daryl, are the spirits still high despite the scoreline?
I think right now the mood has changed from the first quarter. It's now a teaching moment for Coach Woody and the ball players. We're going against a racehorse offense. And like Johnny says, mano a mano. So you got to make plays when you're playing down here right now. So it's opportunity right now to get some work in and to get your momentum for next week.
What do you think the offense needs to do to pick it up a little bit?
I think the offense needs to establish the line of scrimmage first of all. And we got some holes open for the running backs. We just got to hit those holes and continue to run in your lanes. We saw one time on the option, the running back tried to cut back off his heels. He had a lane to run in, but we just got to get our confidence and get some momentum going on offense.
Thank you, Daryl. We'll hear from you as well at halftime. Nike is the official outfitter of the Bethune-Cookman Wildcats. Gear up on the newest BCU Nike gear at nike.com/Bethune-Cookman Wildcats. And make sure you are representing Bethune-Cookman University Athletics to the fullest. Buy the latest BCU gear online to the Bethune-Cookman online store. Go to bcuathletics.com and click on shop to find the newest BCU clothing and apparel. That's bcuathletics.com and click on shop. Let's talk some volleyball while we've got a minute away from the action. The Wildcats opened their season this week at the Bash at the Beach up in Moore Gym. We were there yesterday.
Yes.
We were there this morning covering some great volleyball action. The Wildcats unfortunately start 1-2. They beat Manhattan College yesterday, but dropped 2 5-set matches both to Portland and Stetson, and they had set or match points, multiple match points in both matches, but couldn't close it out. But again, Coach B's going to have this team ready to go come SWAC time.
I was talking to Coach B this morning specifically about their loss to Portland last night, and she said that their team is going to learn more from that loss than they would have if they would have won. And I think also saying that today with the loss to Stetson as well. But I'm going to tell you this. Those young ladies came to play. This is not the same team that we had last year. And I'm telling you, when you come into Moore Gymnasium, you better be ready to play when you see those girls.
Circle October 4th on your calendar because that's their next home game at the start of SWAC play after they go on the road to a couple of non-conference tournaments next month. You're going to want to be there and cheer loud. Nyara Hightower's playing great. Transfer Jasmine Robinson's playing great. You're going to want to see
I'm a Jasmine Robinson
action.
fan.
We are back to action here as John Cannon gets ready to punt this one away. Correction, this is not Cannon. This is Ty Ippolito, the sophomore kicker, getting set to kick this one away to Bethune-Cookman. He'll kick left to right, ball on the 45, heel to ball, and we are underway again. Ball fielded to the 5-yard line. Chance for a return here up to the 15-20, right up the middle, cutting left. Courtney Reese up to the 25 and getting down to about the 27-yard line. Good return for Courtney.
Yes, this is some of the best field position that the Wildcats have had for this game, and so hopefully they'll be able to capitalize on it.
I would like to see, we've tried at times to some screen passes, try and get some people in space. I'd like to see us go more misdirection on those to try and get some one-on-one matchups on the outside.
Yeah, one of the things that I'm looking at as far as this USF team is that they're playing very disciplined defense. So when they're playing very disciplined defense, you have to be very efficient on offense and make sure that you establish the line of scrimmage. That is where this battle is going to be won, at the line. 1st and 10
for the Wildcats from the 27-yard line going left to right. It's going to be a quarterback draw. Micah Bowens running left, and he is barreled over, no gain.
Yes, this USF defense is flying to the ball. So our offensive line is really, really going to have to make sure that they are the one that comes and delivers the first shot to make sure that we are getting positive yardage in this situation.
Bernard Gooden made the tackle for USF. 2nd down and 10. Here's a handoff. Running left, Juju Bazul finally gets a good push, but they only get a yard out of it.
Yeah, that cornerback came up to make a play. USF is flying all over the field, so you have to make sure that you come out and be just as aggressive, if not more aggressive, as they are, because if you're not, they're just going to run through you the whole night.
3rd and 9 to the 28-yard line, and the problem last year was that the defense was on the field so much, they eventually just got worn down, even though they did play really well because the Wildcats couldn't keep the offense on the field.
And we're seeing a little bit of the same thing tonight, right now, at 3rd and 9. So hopefully they can capitalize and get a new set of downs.
3 receivers in the formation, 2 to the wide near side. Bowens, pressure coming, gets the pass away, and it's incomplete. Threw it a little bit behind his intended receiver, Marcus Velez, the tight end, and it's 4th down.
Yeah, the ball was thrown a little bit down and away from Velez. He tried to make a play on the ball, but ultimately it was incomplete, and the punt team comes out on the field.
Jamie Petway was in coverage, the transfer from Florida Atlantic. And now Anthony Frederick to punt for his 3rd time today. Sean Atkins has his toes on the Bulls' 30-yard line. Here's the snap. Frederick rolls left, will punt the ball away. Almost had that one blocked.
Yeah,
it's an end-over-end kick. Atkins feels it at the 30, cuts left, gets a block to the 40-yard line, gets to the sidelines, and eventually is drilled out of bounds at the 43.
He was able to make that return because of our missed tackles. One of the things that our coaches used to say is, don't leave your feet until you can smell his breath. And so we're leaving our feet too early. We have to make sure that we come up, make good contact, keep our feet underneath us, and then drive. Right now, USF has had total control of this game, and the Wildcats are still looking to find their rhythm to get points on the board.
13:05 to go 2nd quarter. Bulls up 21-0, and with the ball when we come back, this is BCU Football on 1380 WELE and CatEye Network Radio. All right, we are back at Raymond James Stadium. Michael Torillo, Johnny Vickers in the booth. Darren Latil down on the field. And it's going to be USF ball after a nice return from Sean Atkins off the Anthony Frederick punt after a BCU 3-and-out on their first possession of the 2nd quarter. It is 13:05 to go 2nd quarter, 21-0 USF. Byron Brown is the quarterback. Kelly Joyner Jr. is the running back. They go right to left. 4 receivers in the formation, 2 to each side. Here's the snap. It's a play action and a throw off the back foot. Comebacker for Atkins near the 50-yard line, and it's incomplete. Nice coverage on the play by, I'm not sure who. Oh, it was Oren Patu all the way back in coverage, as well as Andrew Volmar on that side.
Yeah, he made a great throw. It just
already
took
a
him too
play
far
action.
out.
Oh, no, this is a run up the middle. Naquan Wright, the graduate student from Opelika, picks up 4 on the play, up to the 46-yard line.
USF going tempo again. The Wildcats have got to get set.
There was a towel down on the field. Somebody just threw it away. 3rd down and 6. Brown looking to throw. He's pressured, escapes to his left. He's going to be dragged down and taken down at the 45-yard line, and the Wildcats get a stop.
Brown tried to scramble when he didn't see his receiver open, but the Wildcats were able to get to him before he could cause too much damage. 4th down, punt team coming out for the Bulls.
2nd 3 and out forced by the Wildcats this game. That's a great job by the defense in all 3 plays.
Yeah, that's what you want to see when it comes down to your defense. You want to be able to get those stops and get off the field so you can get that breather.
Punt is away from Stokes. It's a big one all the way back. Lands inside the 10 and takes a bounce right backwards. It's going to land inside the 5 and roll to the 5-yard line where it's down by USF. Uh-oh, there's a scramble for the ball. Did BCU touch it? No, it was down.
No. That was a very, very good punt, even to the point where I think it was Raymond Woody III back there to receive. He thought it was going to go into the end zone, but it took the football bounce, where you think it's going to bounce one way and it bounces a completely different direction.
That's not the football bounce. That's the rugby bounce. That's why the Australian punters are so widely wanted here in the States, in college and now the pros, because they can make the ball off their foot do pretty much anything. That ball landed at the 2 and went straight backwards.
It did, and then bounced straight to the sideline and gave us a few extra yards coming back to the 5-yard line because it was originally hit on the 3. So we got saved there that it didn't get down too much further inside the red zone. But the Wildcats are going to have to work really hard to get out of this this possession, to get better field position, to be able to give our defense some rest. Because right now, our defense has been on the field the majority of the night. We have to be able to start controlling the clock and not just going 3 and out, 4-play drives, 5-play drives, because ultimately our defense will not have the energy to continue to go.
21-0 USF, 11:50 to go, 2nd quarter here. And one of the things that kind of irked me as a broadcaster last year is we gave up so many safeties. We started drives deep in our own territory and I think we gave up 4 safeties in the first 5 games. You know, 1 against Memphis, 1 against Miami. I think we gave up 1 to Savannah State too. It was just plagued this team all season long.
Well, I'll tell you this, and just like say any football coach, 1 safety a year is 1 safety too much. And so you never want to put yourself in that position, because it's hard to work your way out from the 5-yard line to be able to drive 95 yards to score. If we do it, that's great. Why? Because now our defense gets a little bit of a break. They're able to rest, recoup, talk about what they need to do on the field schematically, and we're able to keep their defense out in the field. So we're able to control the clock in that way. But when we put ourselves in this position and off of what we can't argue about, which was a great punt, well, we have to be able to fight. We have to be able to want it more than the other team.
Stay up to date with everything Bethune-Cookman Athletics by checking out the Wildcats on social media. Give BCU Athletics a like on Facebook and follow the Wildcats on Twitter and Instagram at BCU_athletics. For the latest on BCU football, follow at BCU Gridiron on Twitter and Instagram. Eugene Robinson and our entire social team doing a great job posting behind-the-scenes content there every day.
The best communications department in the SWAC.
Officially. Here we go. Bethune-Cookman at their own 5-yard line. It's Bowens and Bazul in the backfield. Just 1 receiver out in the formation to the short side of the field. That's the left-hand side. The Bulls stack the box. All but 1 player in the box. That 1 safety all the way back there.
Mano-y-mano football.
One man coming across the formation. They're going to hand the ball off. It's Bazul. He's going to get one, if that. He does get officially one.
Yeah, the Bulls are really clogging up those lanes, making it difficult to establish our running game. I think that, once again, just to tradition, you know, we're still keeping it conservative. Not a lot of out-the-box play calling right now.
Gain of 2, 2nd and 9 from the 7. Same formation. They swap the receiver to the opposite side of the field. Snap, handoff, flags everywhere. And it looks like it'll be a false start. Going to go back half the distance to the goal.
False start, you can't do it.
And this is already almost as many penalties as the Wildcats had in the first half of their season last year, when in the second quarter of the year.
Yeah, that's one of the places where you don't want to go backwards as far as being one of the least penalized teams in the nation. That helps your program in the long run to be able to let people know, look, we play disciplined football. So you're going to have to try to find another way to beat us. You cannot beat yourself with penalties. That will hurt you every time.
Christopher McAlpin was called for the false start, and now it'll be 2nd and 11 from the 4. Well, Wildcats on their own 4-yard line, and it's going to be another flag for a delay of game. They never got the snap off. The Wildcats imploding here in the second quarter.
We cannot. Oh, nope.
Yeah, they're choosing to take the timeout, except.
Call the timeout.
That's their second one of the half. Wow.
You can't do things. You have to know what's happening around you. You have to know what you're doing in these situational things. The Wildcats are struggling right now. However, I do believe that the adjustments that they'll make at halftime, we should see some good positive movement from the team.
Come be a part of BCU Athletics and support the CatEye Network. If you or your business is interested in partnering with us here on the CatEye Network, you can reach out to the Wildcat Athletic Communications Department at bcusportsinfo@cookman.edu. That's bcusportsinfo@cookman.edu. And it's going to be 2nd down and 11. Wildcats with the ball on their own 4 in the shadow of their own goal line. Micah Bowens, the quarterback. Bazul still in there at running back.
If this is ever a time to establish the line of scrimmage, is right here.
Josteen Clark, the one-wide receiver.
Pass.
It's going to be play action. Bowens going for a one-on-one play on the far side of the field, and it's broken up. That was amazing coverage on the back end by DeMarco Augustine.
It looks like the referees are letting them play on the outside. It's really aggressive. There's a lot of jostling for position for that ball. But when you see that, you know you can be a little bit more aggressive as far as your throws go.
3rd down and 11 from BCU's own 4-yard line. They bring in the 4-wide set.
If they snap the ball now, they can catch them with 12 men on the field.
No, the referee didn't let him snap it.
Oh.
2 on the play clock. 1, they got to go. And another delay of game. And they're going to call their final timeout of the half. No, they're going to let it be a penalty.
Let it be a penalty.
It's only a 2-yard penalty at this point, from the 4 to the 2.
Still, now you only have 12 yards of real estate behind you. So you have to make sure that you are doing what you need to do, because you just don't want to give them any extra points, right? So
3rd
the
and
defense
14
is switching out for
from
USF.
The 2. Plenty of time to get the playoff now. It's 25 seconds. They're going to go heavy under center from Bowens. Maybe just try to get 1 or 2 yards for the punter.
They're pushing out.
And they don't even get that. Nothing on the play. And Frederick's going to be punting from the back of his own end zone. You got to be careful not to give up a safety here.
In those short yardage situations, what the defensive line is taught is to basically nosedive into the ground so the offensive line cannot get a push on them, and basically create this big roadblock in the middle of the field so nothing can happen and nothing can move. And it seems what they just did.
Anthony Frederick is going to punt from his heels on the back of the end zone. Sean Atkins is standing at the BCU 45. It's going to be another short field here for South Florida, already up 21-0, 9:58 and counting. to go here in the first half. Wildcats have already had to use 2 of their timeouts. The Wildcats have taken a bunch of penalties.
Yeah.
Their offense has only garnered 9 offensive yards. They've had 5 penalties already.
And this is where Frederick.
12 men on the field. Bethune-Cookman. After distance
And it's
to goal.
another penalty. 12 men on the field.
And this is where Frederick has to be able to get the ball out of his hands, because this is where defense will come and come after the ball for the block
And
to
they've
get
been
those
close,
6 points.
They've been close to blocking it already.
Yes.
Frederick heels on his goal line. He takes the snap. He gets it away.
Gets it away.
Actually, it forces Adkins back beyond the 50 to his own 45. He stumbles far side at the numbers, makes a cut up to the 50-45, breaks away, gets a block to the 30, 25, flags fly. He's inside the 10, finally tripped up at the 7-yard line. Two flags are down.
Yeah. What we just saw was our coverage team was not in position. They were not covering in their lane. So when the returner came back and cut back across field, they were out of position. And then from there, it was just basically like setting picks in basketball for the USF return team.
But it's going to be a hold on USF, excuse me. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. The spot of the foul was the Bethune-Cookman 35-yard line, so they set him back to the 45.
2 holds. You have to win. One of the things is when you are blocking on the return team, once your return man passes you, you need to let your block go, or it is almost always going to be called a holding penalty.
I will say, shout out Caleb Blake on the kick return team for not giving up on the play and giving up a touchdown, even though there was a flag on the play.
Listen, that's the type of things the coaches love to see, that you do not give up on plays regardless of the position that you are in.
It'll be 1st and 10 for USF from the Bethune-Cookman 46-yard line. Myron Brown still in at quarterback. 1 receiver to each side. They're going to run the ball on 1st down. A big hold to the left-hand side. And staying on his feet is the running back, Kelly Joyner. And he's going to get all the way to the 25-yard line, a 20-yard gain.
Great tackle coming up from Antoine Watts to save a bigger gain than what was already had.
Play action. Brown going deep. One-on-one coverage to the corner of the end zone, and it's broken up. Great job by the Wildcats on the back end. That was Tremaine Mejia, Pastor.
Great play on the ball. He made sure that he got his head around, even though he was being aggressive with the receiver, made sure that he got his head around to be able to play the ball. That's way he doesn't get a pass interference call. But one of the things, the defense is not getting that push that they need to add pressure on the quarterback.
Already a snap, big hole left side, making a cut is Joyner. He's down to the 10, another 1st down for USF. They're just gashing us now.
Now they are. He lost his balance, and Andrew Vomar was able to finish him off.
Another snap, another handoff to Joyner. He's going to keep it, go around the left-hand side to the 5. And he's down to the 2-yard line.
Just big plays. USF offensive line is really reestablishing the line of scrimmage. They're getting that push.
1st and goal, handoff. Nope. Brown keeps it.
No.
Oh, no, it is a handoff. Excuse me. Kelly Joyner didn't get anything on that play. Actually lost 2 yards back to the 5.
But just like you said, you thought that Brown kept it. He is doing the same fake every time, the same way. So ultimately, we can be rest assured that he will keep that ball.
They hand it off up the middle. Nowhere to go for Wright. He bounces it outside, gets to the 5, and it's going to be 3rd and goal. Another stop for the Cats.
A good stop for the Wildcats as the Bulls are knocking on the door once again.
8 minutes left to go, 2nd quarter, 21-0 Bulls. 3rd and goal from the Bethune-Cookman 5. Handoff, Joyner running left. He is going to be stopped short at the 2-yard line.
The Wildcats, they look tired, but even though they look tired, they are still fighting. That defensive line is really trying to make sure that they can cause some disruption in the backfield.
Raymond Woody III on the tackle. They're going to keep the offense on the field. 4th and goal from the 2. Handoff, middle, and it's stopped. Nowhere to go. The Wildcats turn the ball over. Ebenezer DeBula with a big tackle.
Listen, our defense is starting off where they left off last season.
Hold on, whoa, the Bulls' offense is still on the field. Oh, they gave him a 1st down. It wasn't, they had a goal to go at the 1.
Oh, man.
Now it's second and goal. Hold on. Everybody's stopping. I thought they had him stopped. I thought it was in goal to go.
Yes.
But they had a first down to gain inside the 2, and they got it. Now they're at the 1.
It looks like the referees are discussing it right now. They may have to go back and review and make sure, see where the yardage lined up.
Because it looked like Ebenezer DeBula. Well, that was a clean tackle by DeBula, right? One-on-one in the hole against Kelly Joyner Jr. That's a nose tackle against a running back. Yeah, they're going to review it.
They're going to review it.
But, again, credit to Ebenezer DeBula. Big effort on that play. And that's what you can do in a game like this. It's already 21-0 with 7.5 minutes to go before halftime, to stand out to the coaches and say, hey, I want to play next week. I want to start every game this season.
Well, ultimately, when this happens, right, and you make a great stand like Wildcats just did, the coach is going to ask, well, how come we weren't making these stands early in the game? How come we were letting the line push us around? Well, now it's time, okay, we've made these mistakes, time to correct them. Even though, and ultimately, this game is still not out of hand. It's only 21-0 right now. USF is up 3 scores, and so there is still time for positive movement in this game.
Reminder that the referees are reviewing whether the Wildcats got a stop on 4th down at the 2-yard line, or the Bulls have first and goal inside the 1. It depends on the spot. The rush from Kelly Joyner Jr. was stopped in the hole by Ebenezer DeBula, the redshirt junior out of Canada, and a transfer from Minnesota State last year. But last year at BCU, 25 tackles, 1.5 tackles for loss, 1.5 sacks, a fumble recovery as well for DeBula. He showed out in limited minutes on that defensive line, a defensive line led by Eddie Walls that was one of the tops of the SWAC.
Yeah, you have to be able to have pride and take pride in what you are doing, and that you are in front of this great USF crowd. You can really earn the respect of the crowd. Oh, here comes the referee with the call.
USF failed to get the goal line to gain on 4th down. It's first down for Bethune-Cookman on the 1-yard line.
Wildcat ball!
Wildcats
They stopped him.
make the stop inside the 5-yard line.
And we saw it from up here. We called it.
We called it. They almost gave them the 5th down, a free 5th
down. Well, they gave them a first. So it might have been 5th, 6th, 7th,
and 8th, right? But the Wildcats really came to play for that series and stop the Bulls from another scoring drive. But that's what you want to see. Those are the type of things that you want to take away. You want to take away these positive experiences. Yes, there will be, when you go back and watch film, there will be things to correct. There's always things to correct. But these are the type of things that you want to see from your defense, from your players, that regardless of the score, that every down, they're going to go out and fight.
And you want to see that from the offense now. You want to see something, especially from the offensive line. Get a pancake, push a block, get an A-gap block for the running back. Courtney Reese has been so close to breaking off these runs. If he just gets that one little hole, he can squeak through for a big game.
Line of scrimmage, line of scrimmage, line of scrimmage. It starts up front. Our offensive line has to reestablish. We have to make sure that we are pushing and giving positive yards on the offensive line. Once we start doing that, everything else will take care of itself.
BCU has the ball, 7:20 to go, second quarter. They're on 21-0, but they're at their own 2-yard line again. They were here last time when they went 3 and out and had to punt. But now, a chance to do something, anything on offense. I think in the second half when USF eventually puts their less experienced players in, that's when we're going to see the Wildcats maybe try and open the playbook a little bit.
Well, we knew, as we were talking on the way over here, we knew that today was probably going to be a real conservative play calling today. But even with the conservative play calling, you always want to make sure that your team is giving maximum effort, because you never know what can happen, what can break, how you can get a team off balance. And you always want to put yourself in the best possible position, not just for this game, but for the weeks to come. You do not want to let half effort make sure that you're seeing limited playing time as we go, because you were not making the plays that you should have made. Just like we need disciplined defense. We need to execute on offense.
The referees are talking to head coach Alex Golish on the USF sideline. The offense is out there for Bethune-Cookman. Golish shakes his head, walks to the sideline. He wasn't happy with that previous call.
Of course not. He's not going to be happy, even though he's up 3 touchdowns. He's not. No one is happy when you feel like you've taken a first down away from them.
All right, 1st and 10 for the Wildcats. Ball on their own 2-yard line. Halfway deep in the end zone is Micah Bowens. He's got Courtney Reese sidecar left. He'll put the ball in the belly of Reese. Actually, he'll keep it. Run around to the left and barely get out of the end zone.
Barely makes it out. He got just outside. It looks like they were running an option to our right, and he barely made it out. Ooh. In fact, how the defender tackled him, he kind of threw him out the end zone.
Yeah.
Petway.
Jamie Petway, the graduate transfer from Ality, Georgia, and a transfer from Florida Atlantic. So, no gain on the play. 2nd and 10 from the 1.
Ugh.
Ball far hash from us.
4 wide.
Bowens 5 on the play clock. He takes the snap. He's going to throw. He does throw. Slant pattern, almost picked off. He threw it way in front of his receiver, and Ben Knox just straight up dropped the pick 6.
It almost looked like the receiver wasn't prepared for the ball when he turned his head. It was a great pass, but it was just that much in front of the receiver. If the receiver would have put his hands up, he may have had a play on the ball, but Knox dropped one straight in the stomach.
3rd and 10, Wildcats at their own 1. Haven't moved the ball yet on this drive.
At all.
Only 9 total yards in the ball game for Bethune-Cookman. Bowens the snap. He's back to pass. He's looking. He's throwing back shoulder to the far sideline. It's uncatchable and out of bounds. If that was closer to the receiver, that may have been a flag for pass interference, but it was way over his head.
Yeah, if the ball is catchable and the defender is not trying to play the ball, if he starts making contact with the receiver, it is almost always automatically a pass interference call. But that is a very smart play of trying to make something happen by Bowen, by trying to put his receiver into position to get that pass interference call. Frederick heels on the
back of the end zone
back
again.
Of the end zone again.
Sean Atkins at the BCU 45. Here's the snap. Frederick gets it away. It's another spiraling punt, sending Atkins back right at the 50-yard line. He cuts. He has a lot of space to the 40. Now the space closes down, and he's cut down right at the 40. He got up and kept running.
Yeah.
Atkins for a little bit. He took another shot.
But on this particular punt, the coverage team had a lot better coverage. Was able to keep his yardage to a minimum. And so it gives the defense a little bit of breathing room to be able to work. But once again, Bethune-Cookman 3 and out. Defense back on the field. This may be one of the main stories of tonight.
1st and 10 for the Bulls. They'll take it from the BCU 40-yard line right on that big stripe. Ball far hash. Byron Brown in there at quarterback. Kelly Joyner, the running back. 1 man in motion left to right across the formation. That's Sean Atkins. Handoff. Left-hand side, running left. Here's Kelly Joyner trying to get to the outside. Tackle made.
I'm telling you, Mike, they are going. Brown is going to end up keeping that ball.
Gain of 4. 2nd down and 6. Brown. He's going to drop back to pass. He's going to look over the middle of the field, and it's caught by Raheem. And at the 30-yard line, he'll fall down to the 25. 3 Wildcats there to tackle him, including Johnny Harris and Sean Russ, but it's another 1st down for the Bulls.
One of the things the USF receivers have been able to do is after they catch the ball, they've been able to fight for extra yardage.
Another snap, another play action, looking to throw. Comebacker far side, caught by Josh Hardiman. He's wrestled down inside the 15-yard line. Still fighting against 3 Bethune-Cookman defenders, finally taken to the ground. Another 1st down for USF.
The secondary is giving the receivers such a cushion. The receivers are able to run curls and comebacks with almost no one on them, and after they've made the catch, then they're still able to pick up a few yards, basically just falling forward.
From the 14-yard line, Bowens. Delayed handoff. Naquan Wright up the middle to the 10, gain of 3. 2nd and 7.
USF is just chopping away at the Bethune-Cookman defense, they're almost saying like that you're not going to get away with what happened last drive.
5:10 to go. Another snap, another hand to right. No, it's a pullback pass, play action, pass over the middle, incomplete. Looking for the crossing pattern from Weston Wolf, the tight end.
And ultimately, if you think about it, the play calling for USF has been conservative as well, except they've just been executing at a higher rate than what we have.
Well, they don't want to put anything on film either.
Pretty much.
They've got Alabama next week up in Tuscaloosa. 3rd down and 7 from the 12-yard line. Brown, back to pass, has plenty of time. Now the pocket breaks down, throws to the far side. The pass is caught in space by Naquan Wright. He makes the man miss, gets to the 5, spins for the goal line, touchdown. Nope. He's down at the 1.
Down at the 1.
Shelton Quarles Jr. made the touchdown-saving tackle, but, man, I thought we had him.
We almost did. Our DB tried his best to break down and keep.
Already a pass.
Wow.
Already a snap. Right. Up the middle. Touchdown.
Touchdown.
27-0 with 4:39 to go in the first half.
When a team moves at tempo, you have to get down. You have to get set. Fatigue is not your friend. You do not have time to get a breather. And ultimately, when fatigue sets in, that's when the mental mistakes start to happen. And so you have to be able to get down, get yourself set, and just know that you're going to have to tough it out.
Cannon for the extra point. It is up. Bit of a bad snap, but the hold was there, and it is 28-0 with the Wildcats only having 9 total yards of offense and 6 penalties. They almost have as many penalties as they have yards of offense in this first half.
Listen, since last season, you know, the Wildcats aren't used to penalties. And so I think that this is probably going to be one of the things that for the upcoming weeks that they're going to be cleaning up to make sure that as far as penalties go, they are that team from last year being one of the least penalized teams in the nation.
They're showing the Bull mascot in the end zone. He's doing push-ups for every point the Bulls score. He's up to 28 push-ups. As Ty Ippolito comes out to kick this one off right to left. Darnell Dees and Juju Bazil are back deep for the Wildcats. Dees, the deeper man in the back of the end zone. Now they are in the kicking formation. Ty Ippolito. He's a Volusia County man, DeLand High School. And Ippolito puts his foot through it. That's a line driver. Gonna chase Dees all the way back and through the back of the end zone.
That's it. Good start to give the Wildcats some decent field position.
Decent field position for the Wildcats because they've been inside the 5 for the entirety of their last 2 drives.
Oh man, and it's difficult to drive 95 yards, 97 yards down the field with your back to your own end zone, because typically when you're that close to your end zone, the defense, you can best believe that they're coming. They are going to have their ears pinned back, and they're going to give everything they have to either force a turnover or force a safety.
Look who's in the backfield. It's Cameron Ransom.
Oh, quarterback change.
Yep. No more Micah Bowens. It's Cam Ransom in at quarterback. Here the lefty will escape the pocket, roll to his left, go to the 25, up to the 30. Plenty of room, and he's going to get a first down at the 34-yard line.
That's been the longest play of the night thus far.
We've been waiting 2 years for Cam Ransom to take a snap for the Wildcats, and immediately picks up an 11-yard first down.
Yes, that has been the longest play from scrimmage today, and it came off the legs of Cam Ransom.
He is so electric. His personality, his athleticism.
Oh, yeah, he's a great kid to be around.
He's going to drop back to pass. He's going to roll to his left. Cam Ransom throw it on the wheel route to the far sideline, and it's going to be caught. A diving, leaping catch by Courtney Reese. 5-yard pickup.
It looks like we're getting positive yardage.
Look how immediately different the offense looks with Cam Ransom in the game.
Listen, I've had the chance to talk to this young man, and this young man has been ready to go over the past 2 seasons. And, I mean, when I say he is excited to get out on that field, he's going to give everything he has right now.
2nd and 5 from the 40-yard line for Bethune-Cookman, going left to right. Cam Ransom in the gun. He takes the snap. He's going to throw to his left-hand side. He's got the receiver at the 45, up near the 50-yard line. First down, Bethune-Cookman. Lorenzo Jenkins on the catch.
Bethune-Cookman with another first down, getting positive yards. controlling the clock, giving their defense time to rest. We're all going in the right direction right now.
I can't believe the switch that's been flipped with Ransom at quarterback.
Yeah, now this is not to say that Bowen doesn't have the same ability, but right now he's
Ransom,
just
quarterback
changed the
draw,
energy.
left-hand side, hit hard at the 50-yard line, and is dropped right there, gain of 2.
I like to tell people that when you think of Cam Ransom, think of Cameron Newton, a little bit shorter, but just as stocky. I mean, he's a big guy.
Clock running, 3:22 to go in the first half. Can the Wildcats get down into field goal range and potentially down to the red zone here?
Hey, we can put some points on the board before halftime, and that would be a good positive.
Bethune-Cookman does only have 1 timeout. They had to burn 2 of them to prevent delay of game penalties.
And then got a delay of game right after that.
Ransom still in there at quarterback. He claps his hands, he takes the snap. He's going to fake the handoff, more to his left. He's got defenders in his face, and the ball is batted away by the rusher. Pass breakup for Marcellus Tate.
Great defensive play, kept his eye on the ball, was able to make a play. When Cam released the ball, was able to knock the ball down for a pass breakup. But Cam has put this team in some positive yardage situations, and so we'll see what he was able to do on this third down play.
3rd down and 8 for the Wildcats. Ball spotted right at the 50-yard line near hash. Cam Ransom is under center. Juju Bazul is in there at a running back. 2 receivers to the left. That's the wide side of the field. 1 receiver to the near side. That's Lorenzo Jenkins. Ransom changes the play at the line. Now he's into his foot motion. Takes the snap. Here comes the rush. Ransom throws, back shoulder, left-hand side. Pass caught. First down, Josteen Clark at the 40-yard line. What a throw off his back foot for Cameron Ransom.
To the opposite side of the field, and what a great catch by the receiver. I mean, in stride, out of bounds, stops the clock, and the Wildcats continue to make positive yardage and have positive gains on this drive.
And that was with the defensive end basically in his lap,
In his lap, and with the DB on Clark's back. What a great pass.
Josteen Clark, the transfer from UTEP, originally from Prosper, Texas. 1st down and 10 for the Wildcats. First time in USF territory tonight at the Bulls' 40-yard line, going left to right. Ransom in the gun, 4 receivers to aim at. He's going to hand the ball off to Courtney Reese. No correction, that's Juju Bazul. He gets nothing. Right back to the 40-yard line, no gain on the play. And we're going to hit the 2-minute warning.
See, I'm loving it. Now, I hope that this translates into some renewed energy with the offensive line to say, hey, listen, we can move this ball down the field. We can do this. Now, let's put this team on our back and go.
Wildcats driving. They got the ball at the USF 40. It's the 2-minute warning here in the first half. Cats down 28-0. We'll take a break, and when we come back, it's more BCU football on the CatEye Network Radio and 1380 WELA. Back at Raymond James Stadium in Tampa, Florida, the Wildcats are down 28-0, but the injection of energy from Cameron Ransom on this first drive. The Wildcats started this drive with 9 total yards. They're up to 45 total yards.
Yeah, you see Cameron Ransom out there dapping up his linemen, giving them some encouraging words, and he's ready to play.
Wildcats have 2nd and 10 at the USF 40 going left to right. Ransom is in there. Bazul sidecar left. 3 receivers in a bunch formation to the near side. Ransom to pass. Man in his face. Now he escapes the pocket, rolling left. He's going to throw that ball out of bounds. Good play by Ransom. Nobody was open downfield.
Trying to keep the ball alive and the drive alive, not to lose any type of yardage that they have gained. So it's a great play to try to get outside the pocket and just get rid of the ball to live to see another play.
There's a Bulls D lineman down. It looks like Dearis Thomas. But I want to talk about the fact that Ransom's progression is so clear to see, right? He went left to right. 1, 2, 3. Nobody's open. Can I run? No. Throw the ball away.
Listen, you want your quarterback to be one who can make those type of decisions in the heat of the moment. Like I said, I really believe as far as the mental aspect of the game, we have some of the best quarterbacks in the nation when it comes to that, even with Michael Bowens, Luke, and Cam, because they are going to be thinking like ahead in the play. If I cannot do this, then I have to get rid of the ball. Some of the same things that Luke did last year when he was able to play, because he was able to get rid of the ball when none of his options were open after he made his progression and his read. So you love to see that from your quarterback.
Let's get a quick hit from down on the sidelines. Daryl Natil, how has the energy changed since Cam's come in the game?
Positively, differently, because Cam was on the sideline walking back and forth. You know, he was baiting the coach to put him in. He started to warm up with Luke's spread, but you can see the tempo of the offense has really picked up, and Cam has come in with some confidence, made some throws, and we're seeing a whole different package now, and we look like a different team here in the latter part of the second quarter.
Thanks, Daryl. We'll hear from more from you at halftime. 1:53 to go in this second quarter. Wildcats not quite in field goal range. They're at the Bulls' 40-yard line, 3rd down and 10. They're coming out after the injury to Justine Clark has been resolved. He walked off under his own power to the sidelines. They play some of my type of music in the stadium here. Some heavy metal. 3rd and 10. Ransom in the game. Courtney Reese to his left. 3 receivers in the formation. 2 left, single right. Man coverage from USF, 4-down lineman. Here's the snap. Ransom faces the pressure. He's got to get the pass away. Lofted deep down the field, and he's just overthrew
we have a flag.
Malik
we
Huggins.
Have a flag.
There is a flag. Huggins was through to the end zone. If that's a breadbasket pass, that's a touchdown.
It is a defensive, looks like it'll be defensive pass interference.
We'll see.
Pass interference. Defense.
Yes.
Number 2. 15-yard penalty.
They're going to call it
automatic first down
against Tavin Ward, the junior out of Fort Myers, just down the road.
Yeah, and see, when we get into these type of situations, now the Wildcats have a new set of downs, but you have to be honest now, because Cam Ransom has already beat you twice with his legs, so you don't want to, open up the middle of the field for him just to run.
They just showed the replay on the screen, and clear grab as Huggins was going up for that ball.
You cannot
Wildcats
do that.
At the 25-yard line, going left to right. Bunch of trips formation to the left-hand side. Ransom, he's going to keep it, run left. He's trying to look for a block. He won't get one. He's going to lose a yard. His shooting the gap was Tavin Ward, the same man who made the penalty on the last play, redeems himself a little bit.
He came up and made up for his pass interference. Cam tried to get outside, but the Bulls had great defense on the outside to be able to come up and make the play.
Loss of 1, so it's 2nd and 11 at the 26-yard line. We're in field goal range here. You don't want to do anything too crazy.
Yeah. You want to give your team a chance to put points on the board.
Snap to Ransom. He's going to fake it. Throw. He's going to pass. Going to be batted up in the air.
And he catches his own pass
and gets back to the line of scrimmage. What a play! That was unbelievable. The pass was batted by Jaquez Williams straight up in the air, and he caught it. So that's going to go out down as a completion to Ransom.
For 0 yards.
For 0 yards.
But it's a great heads-up play by Ransom. In fact, he did lose his balance a little bit after he caught the ball, but it's a great heads-up play by him to make sure that there is, one, the ball doesn't get picked off, and then two, he doesn't lose yardage.
Reminded me of a Johnny Manziel Texas A&M play from back in the day.
Yeah. Oh,
Ransom back to pass, moves left. He's hit. He's going to be dropped back at the 30-yard line, a loss of 4. A helmet came off of Bethune-Cookman offensive lineman. That's Antoine Wells. And the Wildcats are going to have a very deep field goal attempt here with 16 seconds left to go in the second quarter. They've got one timeout left. I hope they're going to take it and not just go to the half here.
Yeah, Cam tried to make something happen on the outside, but the Bulls defense really corralled him there. He tried to spin off of one tackle, but there was 2 other defenders there to make the play.
The clock is officially at 000, but the teams are not leaving the field. Oh, now they are. They're not even going to try to kick the, what would be probably 45-yard field goal. They're just going to go to the locker room, I think.
Well, the referees haven't yet signaled that it's the end of the half, so you still have players on the field for USF, and the Wildcats are huddled up on the far side, so they could be about to bring out their field goal team.
Still no signal from the officials here as Rage Against the Machine plays over the PA system. Fans are filing out, looking for some. They are going to take a timeout here, BCU, but so fans are headed to the concourses looking for something to eat, something to drink.
Yeah, unlike half times at HBCU games where everybody stays in their seats because they want to see what the band is going to do.
Next week, next Saturday, we're back home at Daytona Stadium.
Oh, yeah.
You want to see the marching Wildcats. They were amazing at the HBCU Battle of the Bands out in Houston 2 weeks ago.
Oh, man. One of the highlights of this program is Dr. Donovan Wells and the Bethune-Cookman Marching Wildcats, who always have a standard of excellence when it comes to their performances.
And we're committed to winning that Battle of the Bands against FAMU at the Classic this year.
Listen. I think that is probably one of the greatest traditions in HBCU sports.
Cade Hector's going to come on. This is going to be a long field goal, 47-yarder. Ball set up left hash. The sophomore from Sydney, Australia, to put the Wildcats on the board before we go to the half.
He has a leg for it.
His longest last year was 45 yards, so this is 2 yards longer than his career high, and he's going to be iced by head coach Alex Golish and the USF Bulls.
Yes, which is not unexpected. The Bulls had timeouts to burn, so of course they're going to use it to try to make Cade think about it a little bit more. But Cade definitely has a leg to make this. The line just needs to be shored up and make sure no one comes through the middle to block the kick.
Yep. Hector last year, 7 of 11 on field goals with a long of 45. He had 2 blocked. It was 23 of 24 on points after touchdowns. Played soccer growing up in Australia, but wanted to attend college in the U.S., so he started kicking, and he went to the Pro Kick Australia program, which has produced so many fabulous kickers and punters throughout the years. Here we go. This will be a 47-yarder. Ball left hash. Here's the snap. Kick is on the way. It is right down Broadway, and the Wildcats are on the board.
It's good.
What a kick by Cade, his career long.
Great kick by Cade. I mean, Cade the kicker. He nailed it through the uprights. He makes it look easy.
Yeah.
He makes it look easy. The Bulls had a good push, but the Wildcats were able to shore up their line. And I think, we have, 22 seconds left?
22 seconds left in the half, so I think the Bulls may receive the kickoff and take a knee and take it to the break here. We'll see.
There's no need to get somebody hurt.
I want to talk about the crowd, right? It's a little sparse. We're in a very big NFL stadium here in Tampa. It's not a Bucs crowd, and probably not the biggest crowd USF will garner all year, but there's plenty of gold and maroon shirts down there. We saw them in the parking lot when we were walking in plenty of BCU alumni support. There was an alumni brunch this morning, an alumni tailgate that we walked past on the way out here. Big BCU support here in Tampa.
Yeah, you know, Tampa is one of our big hubs as far as the state of Florida goes. We get a lot of students from the Hillsborough County area, and we have a great alumni support system here. So I'm not surprised that I see this many maroon and gold shirts in the stands.
Hector, it's a short kick to the 30-yard line and down to the 35 of the USF Bulls. So they wanted to keep it out of the hands of Sean Atkins. So we'll see what the Bulls do here. They're at their own 35, 19 seconds left in one timeout. Do they go aggressive, try to get some more points before the half? Already up 28-3, or do they just take a knee or take a run and go to the halftime break here?
Well, we'll see. It looks like they're setting up to run at least 1 to 2 more plays.
Yeah, Byron Brown is in the gun. He's got 4 receivers to aim at. 3 down linemen for Bethune-Cookman. Brown claps once, now twice, takes the snap back at his own 30-yard line. He looks, he's under pressure, he throws short side. He's got a receiver at the 40-yard line, and a great tackle one-on-one for Bethune-Cookman to prevent the receiver from getting anywhere. And a timeout called with 9 seconds left.
USF.
I'm trying to see who made the tackle there for Bethune-Cookman. I didn't get a replay on our monitor.
No, I haven't been getting replays either. But Brown has just been very, very efficient with the ball, whether it has been short passes, long passes across the field. He's really been taking care of the rock. And so when you're dealing with a quarterback that is able to hold the ball as long as he has, you have to be able to try to force him into scramble situations in order to throw him off balance.
Terrence Alexander made the stop for Bethune-Cookman. Thank you, Live Stats. All right, it's 2nd down and 4 for the Bulls. 11 seconds to go in the second quarter. They're at their own 43-yard line. Brown, back to pass. Predator pressure. He escapes. He's going to run for it. He's got one man chasing him. He's at midfield. Lots of space, and he's going to run out of bounds at the Bethune-Cookman 35-yard line with 3 seconds left. I'm not sure they're in field goal range. That'll be a long one.
They may not be in field goal range, but they may take one shot at the end zone with 3 seconds left.
And the field was wide open.
It was. He made a great decision with the football to be able to get downfield and get out of bounds to stop the clock, to be able to get the field goal team on the field.
All right, the field goal kicker is John Cannon. Had 5 field goals of 40-plus yards last season. This is going to be a biggie, 54 yards. Yes. Ball on the left hash. He's kicking right to left. There's almost no wind at all. Here's the snap. Cannon. I think it got partially blocked, and it's good anyway.
Good.
Wow.
Wow. In 22 seconds, the
53-yard field goal. His career long is 45. That is a massive personal best for John Cannon.
And they did that in 22 seconds. They just efficiently marched down the field, got into what is now his field goal range, and he just drills it down the middle.
And it got partially tipped to the line too, and still went in from 53.
Yeah, that's just a great kick to be able to walk off with points on the board.
We have hit the halftime break here at Raymond James Stadium. It is the USF Bulls 31, the Bethune-Cookman Wildcats 3. Right before we go to break, let's head down to the field for an update from Daryl Natil. What did you see in that first half overall, Daryl?
Guys, you want to take something positive out of the first half. You know, when Ken Ransom came in, we saw the pep and step in the offense. You know, he's running a different package. We saw the offensive line, protect him pretty good. You know, he got some positive yards. I think the offense in the second half will have opportunity against the second team to do some more damage. You know, the first quarter, we were like deer in the headlight. So the second quarter, we began to move the football, got a little bit of positivity, and like I said before, it's a teaching moment always for Coach Woody.
Daryl, what would you like to see more of in the second half?
I would like to see Cam come in, throw the football, and open up the running game just a little bit for those quick backs. I like to see him throw that screen pass and throw that curl route around the middle. He did have a great down and out pass for the first down. Give him an opportunity to get some momentum, and we'll see a different team here in the second half.
Thank you, Daryl. quick stats from the first half. They don't read very pretty if you're a Bethune-Cookman fan. Total yards for Bethune-Cookman, 38. 23 pass, 15 rush, 6 penalties for 30 yards, 6 first downs, 1 of 8 on third down, 32 total plays, and 1.2 yards per play. For South Florida, 268 yards, 108 through the air, 160 on the ground. They got 5 penalties for 55 yards, 13 first downs, 7 out of 10 on third down for 45 total plays. Some individual numbers for Bethune-Cookman. Cam Ransom is 4 of 6 passing for 23 yards. Micah Bowens 0 of 6 passing with 1 interception. Rushing, Ransom 4 carries for 6 yards. Mazul 5 carries for 5 yards. Reese 6 carries for 3 yards. And Bowens 1 carry for 5 yards. Bethune-Cookman receiving 1 catch each for Clark, Nance, Reese, and Ransom. He received his own pass. Clark had 10 yards. Nance 7, Reese 6. For South Florida, Brown in passing is 20 of 17 for 108 yards, 71% completion percentage. He also has 6 carries for 78 yards and a touchdown. Rushing for USF, Joyner, 11 carries, 53 yards and a touchdown. Wright, 7 carries for 19 yards and a touchdown. Keith, 4 carries for 10 yards and a touchdown. Receiving, Atkins, 4 catches, 42 yards. Yassine, 4 catches, 29 yards, and 1 catch each for Brown, Wright, Hademan, and Porter. That is your statistical update from the end of the first half. It's the USF Bulls 31, the Bethune-Cookman Wildcats 3. Before we go to break, Johnny, I want to know what you want to see for the Wildcats in the second half.
I would like to see the Wildcats first be able to control the line of scrimmage, especially on the offensive and on the defensive side of the ball. The Bulls have come out and basically have asserted dominance on the Wildcats' front lines, and I would like to see that trend reverse to be able to start getting more positive movement in our favor. I would also like to be able to see for the passing and then the running game to open up. We were primarily a running team last year, but I want everybody to see that we are able to put that ball in the air and get positive yards by throwing the ball as well.
We're going to go to a halftime break here at Raymond James Stadium. Your score, the Bethune-Cookman Wildcats 3, the USF Bulls 31, but a little bit of positives towards the end of the half for Bethune-Cookman. If you're on YouTube, you'll see a halftime graphic, but you won't hear us for about 15 minutes. If you're listening on 1380 WE, the Cat, there'll be some halftime content for you as well. We'll take a break, and when we come back, it's the second half. You're listening to Bethune-Cookman University Football on CatEye Network Radio on 1380 WELE. Hey, Daryl, can you hear me down there? Welcome back to Raymond James Stadium. We're about to start the second half between the Bethune-Cookman Wildcats and the USF Bulls. It's USF 31, Bethune-Cookman 3. But at the end of the half, Cam Ransom came in and gave BCU a little bit of reason to hope that maybe the second half they could show something, anything. I am here, Michael Turillo, along with Johnny here up in the booth. Daryl's downstairs. We've got our engineer extraordinaire, Ed Pandino, up here in the booth with us, as well as Larry Steele and Kennedy Hutchinson and Alex Randolph back in the studio in Daytona Beach, punching all the buttons, make sure we are getting to you on time and as clear as possible. Johnny, you were about to say something about the first half.
Yeah, man. So the first half was something that we hope for a better showing of the Wildcats. Now, what the Wildcats can do to redeem themselves is come out and show fight for this second half with them getting, especially offensively, with them getting the ball at the start of the second half. There's going to be a lot of takeaways from the game when the team watches film to be able to correct and make sure that you don't go into the next week making the same mistakes. But I would love to see the Wildcats be able to establish the line of scrimmage offensively and defensively. Yes, they might be a little bit undersized when it comes to the line, but you know what they say. It's not about the size of the dog in the fight, but it's about the size of the fight in the dog. And I really believe that Coach Woody has put together a great team to be able to withstand the fight. Cam Ramson came out, gave the Wildcats a jolt of energy to be able to gain and move the ball with positive yardage to keep the defense off the field, make sure the defense was able to rest and catch a breather, and we were able to put points on the board after that drive. And so I'm hoping to see more of that. I have a feeling that Coach Woody will come back with Cam as the starting QB in the second half to be able to continue that positive surge that we were having at the end of the first half.
Couple of scores of note from around the college football world. Miami all over Florida up in Gainesville today, 41-17 that final. It might be a long year for the orange and blue.
Oh, man.
A couple of other top 25 scores. Tennessee beat Chattanooga. Oklahoma State beat South Dakota State. Texas beat Colorado State. Ohio State beat Akron. Kansas State beat UT Martin. It's halftime with Alabama up 42-0 against Western Kentucky. Ole Miss beat Furman 52-0. The big top 25 matchup of the night, Notre Dame, number 7 in the country, is tied with Texas A&M in the second quarter, 6-all in that one. And let's go around the SWAC. A couple of SWAC scores. Of course, on Thursday, Louisiana Monroe beat Jackson State, Arkansas beat Pine Bluff, and UAB beat Alcorn State. Going on right now, it's midway through the fourth quarter. Tennessee State Tigers 38, Mississippi Valley State Delta Devils 14. That game at Tennessee State in Nashville. Uh-oh. The Rattlers are in trouble. They're down 18-15 midway through the third quarter against South Carolina State. Alabama A&M is not reporting a score. They are playing at Auburn, though, so not a lot of hope there for Alabama A&M. And the Southern Jaguars, midway through the third quarter, 7 points to the good against the McNeese State Cowboys. A potentially big win for Southern.
Yes.
And the final score, it is 27-0 Louisiana Lafayette over Grambling State. That's your SWAC scores as of right now. Oh, wow, they just brought the green lights on, strobe lights. The teams are out getting ready for the second half kick. That's going to happen in about 35 seconds. At halftime, there was the USF Fighting Bulls band was joined by a couple of local high school bands on the field. I always love that. I love band day. When I was at James Madison, and of course, we love our band, the Marching Royal Dukes up there, but band day was always special to give some of these high school kids a taste of what it's like to be in a college marching band for a day. They come out, they practice with you, they perform with you on the field at halftime, and it almost is like a visit day in football or other sports, right? You come out and see what the atmosphere is like in a given school, and it may sway your choice.
Yeah, a lot of talk was they were hoping that the marching Wildcats were able to come and perform today, but Donovan Wells decided to defer because of the significance of what USF was doing in promoting the band. And, you know, Dr. Wells is all about marching bands, and if he had a chance for the youth to come out to have this great experience, he didn't want to take away from that. But of course, his heart and his spirit and the spirit of the band, the Marching Wildcats, is with us right now while they're on the road.
Yeah. Talk about Cam Ransom a little bit. He came in for that last drive, led the Wildcats all the way down the field, eventually kicked a field goal. He's a redshirt junior, 6'3", 220 from Lakeland, Florida, and Armwood High School. But he's been all over Georgia Southern for a while. He's also played Gardner-Webb, South Alabama. So he's been all over the place, but some academic eligibility issues bit him last year. He was unable to play. Someone in camp last year we thought might have been quarterback one the whole season was on the sidelines, and we haven't seen him until now.
Yeah, and he was really working hard to get back on the field, doing what he was supposed to do in the classroom to make sure that he was eligible for this season. You know, there comes a point in time where you see the writing on the wall and you're like, you know what, I'm probably not going to be able to play this season, and I have to make sure that I'm doing the things necessary in order to get ready for next season.
Here we go. Wildcats in the maroon helmets, gold jerseys, maroon pants will receive the opening kickoff of the second half. Darnell Dees is back with his feet on the goal line. As John Cannon, correction, that's Ty Ippolito down there for USF. He's been handling kickoff duties tonight for the Bulls. And I've noticed that a fair amount of the crowd went for refreshments at halftime and have not returned as we get ready to start the third quarter with USF up 31-3.
Yeah, typically if a game starts to get too out of hand, a lot of times people will try to leave early to beat the traffic. So let's hope the Wildcats can get back into it.
Ippolito puts his foot through it, and that's going to go out of the back of the end zone. Wildcats will start at their own 25. And now we were talking to the car on the way over here that we might see each quarterback on the depth chart get a drive, and you said you didn't think that was the case.
I didn't think it was the case at the beginning, especially if we were able to get some positive things going on the offensive side of the ball. Because we've stalled and been a little anemic for the first half, now I might have to eat those words because we have seen two quarterbacks today, and it looks like Cam Ransom will be starting this second half.
Ransom is in there at quarterback. On his left hip, it's Juju Bazul, 4 wide receivers in the pattern. 3 to left, 1 to the right. First play of the second half coming up from the Bethune-Cookman 25. Ransom back to pass. It's a quarterback draw. He'll step up, and he'll be hit hard, gain of 1 yard. Hit really hard on the play, right in the midsection by Jarvis Lee.
He's a big quarterback, so you have to make sure you come with a little something because it's hard to hurt that big guy right there.
They gave him 1, 2nd and 9 from the 26-yard line. I'd like to see Cam use his arm strength because we saw that one pass all the way across the field, back shoulder.
Oh, man.
Now they bunch the formation all the way up, 3 to the left, 2 to the right, Ransom alone to the backfield. Now they bring Bazul in, sidecar left from his spot as a wide receiver earlier in the formation. Ransom takes the snap. Here comes the blitz. He throws out to Bazul on a screen, and Bazul's hit hard. Big shoulder into his chest, and the defender for USF is talking. That's Deshaun Rucker.
Yeah, you have to be careful with those type of passes, especially with the DB sitting in the flat like that. Looks like they were running like a cover 2 zone that allowed the DB to stay down there in the flat as JoJo came and you know, he hung on to the ball, but it was a great defensive stop.
Loss of 3, puts him 3rd down and 11, back at the 23-yard line. Ransom claps his hands, doesn't take the snap. 10 on the play clock, looks to the sideline as they change the play. Now 6 on the play clock. Ransom got to get the play off here. The Wildcats had 2 delay of game penalties in the first half, 2 and 1. And the snap is late, and it's another delay of game.
Took too long. He got the play, but you have to, this is game and situational awareness. You have to know how much time is on the clock. And sometimes you have to, like, hey, clap your hands. We got to speed it up. And you can't take that much time for each play.
Now 3rd and 17 from the 18-yard line. Wildcats going backwards. but it looked like there was confusion about what the play was supposed to be. And at some point, right, you got to take the snap and just improvise.
Sometimes, but with this type of offense, you have a lot of check with me's, making sure that you get the call from the sideline.
Here's the snap. Ransom back to pass. He slings his left-hand arm out there, and it's caught near sideline, but not going to get very far. Back close to the original line of scrimmage. That was the tight end, Thomas Nance. He's driven out of bounds by Deshaun Rucker. And that'll be 4th down. Bethune-Cookman will punt on their first drive, 3 and out.
3 and out. This is not how you want to start the second half, but you are pleased that you were able to get a few passes off, a few completions, and so hopefully you will be able to build off of that.
Anthony Frederick will once again punt from deep in his own territory at the 10-yard line. He will get the kick away. It's a high spiral. Atkins, fair catch, called for and taken to the 38-yard line. Ooh, watch out. Wildcats got to be careful. One of the upmen for Bethune-Cookman, it was Omari Stewart, the wide receiver, came up and put his hand on the returner after he'd already called for the fair catch. I think the referee's maybe being a little bit generous there.
Yeah, as long as it's nothing done with malicious intent, it's typically, you know, the referees can overlook it. Now, back in the day when I played and someone called fair catch, you had to give them at least 2 to 3 yards in order to catch the ball. Now, they've taken away that ring, but you cannot just go up and hit the person, especially if they have called for a fair catch.
1st and 10 for the Bulls, left to right at their own 38-yard line. Atkins in motion. Brownlee, quarterback. He'll take the snap. He's going to throw it deep down the field. One-on-one coverage, and it is incomplete. Great coverage. One-on-one for the Wildcats. That's Andrew Volmar, the corner. He was matched up one-on-one with Josh Hardiman.
Last second, he turned his head to make a play for the ball. If he had made contact, it could have easily been a pass interference call.
Already snapped the ball again. It's a run left side. Kelly Joyner Jr. tripped up at the 40-yard line, gain of 2. It'll be 3rd down and 8.
And so this is what I'm talking about. Before Volmar could get anywhere back to his position, USF was snapping the ball. This is why you have to really lock in.
3rd and 8 from the 40. They don't go fast this time. They change the play. Brown is in the shotgun. 2 receivers to his left, 2 to his right. And the running back is Kelly Joyner Jr. in the backfield. It's a snap to Brown. He'll look to throw on 3rd and 8. Pressure coming. He's got time in the pocket. Gets the pass away deep down the middle of the field. It's intercepted, but a flag.
Intercepted, but a flag.
Picked off by Dearis Thomas, but a flag is going to be thrown, and it's going to negate the interception.
No, actually, I think that's Johnny Harris.
Oh, Johnny Harris, correct.
Johnny Harris.
Thomas was also there.
I don't know. I would hope that they would review this or challenge the play.
Pass interference, defense.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Truthfully, it was a great play. He undercut the receiver through the receiver's arms to intercept the ball. Now, typically, you're not going to have a pass interference call when you undercut the receiver through the arms.
Yeah, but he did a little kind of swim move like a lineman to get that position.
What did they say? It's not a penalty unless you get caught?
Yeah, that's true. 1st and 10 at the 45 now for the Bulls into BCU territory. Brown takes the snap. Going to hand the ball off delayed style to Joyner, and he's going to break free. Correction, that's Tyron Keith at the 30. One man to beat, skips past him to the 25, and finally caught from behind all the way down to the 17-yard line. Big run for Tyron Keith.
You have to be careful because, like he's been doing all game, Brown does the fake the same way all the time, and he's passing the ball. Oh, the first sack of the night.
I'm glad you caught that because I was looking up a stat. That's Dearis Thomas. We spoke to him in the pregame show. He's ready to go, and he rips down Byron Brown for a loss of 3.
I think this has been the first negative yardage play for USF tonight.
Brown into the running back, and he's tripped up. That was Tyron Keith at his legs, taken out from under him. Thomas again on the stop. 2 in a row.
That's what we needed. So hopefully that sets a fire under the Wildcats defense to know that they are able to get to the quarterback, but they have to play it smart.
3rd down and 17. Ball on the BCU 25-yard line. Let's see if the defense can get off the field here. 3 receivers, 2 left, single right. Tyron Keith, sidecar right of Byron Brown. Brown takes the snap, 4-man rush. He's got time in the pocket. Now he steps up, and he's tripped up, and he goes down at the 23-yard line. It was almost another sack, but he stumbled forward past the line of scrimmage. But another great stop by the BCU defense.
No pun intended, but the Wildcats are scratching and clawing and doing everything that they can do to be able to get to the quarterback. And just then, they were able to trip him up. And he has to be careful because he put that ball out in front of him. That could easily make that ball pop out for a fumble.
Right. So John Cannon, who had a 53-yard field goal right at the end of the half to give USF 31 points, is going to try a 40-yarder from right in the middle of the field. Cannon gets the kick away with his right foot. It is good. The Wildcats hold the Bulls to a field goal, and you got to see that as a win, right?
That is an absolute win. And to be able to get negative yardage on this drive and sack the quarterback for the first time tonight, the Wildcats are opening up with a bunch of positives.
We'll take a timeout. 10 minutes left to go, third quarter. Wildcats 3, BCU 30, USF 34. This is BCU football on the CatEye Network and 1380 WELE. Back at Raymond James Stadium, Bethune-Cookman 3, USF 34. Wildcats getting the ball back with 10 minutes to play in the third quarter. And even though the Bulls did score on that position, we held them to 3. We got a sack. We got a couple of negative plays there, too. So some things to look forward to on the defensive side.
The Wildcats have shown themselves that they are able to get to the quarterback and to be able to cause disruption in the backfield. That is a positive for the defense, and that is a positive that I hope that they are continuing to be able to build on.
And remember, right, we know the Wildcats last year as one of the best defensive teams in the SWAC. That didn't really kick in until about week 4. We had Memphis, Miami, Savannah State. I mean, then once you got to Jackson State and started shutting them down, then you really kind of thought, oh, man, this defense could be something special.
Yeah, it took a little time for them to find their identity defensively, and I think that's what's happening here. Each year you have to find yourself and find your identity defensively, especially when you bring in a whole new batch of players to be able to integrate them in and to the culture and what you want to do on that side of the ball.
After a 7-play, 40-yard scoring drive, a kickoff goes through the end zone. No return for Darnell Dees. He's been itching to get one all night, but Ty Ippolito's just been too good at putting him through the back of the end zone.
I guess they've done their research on Dees to know that he is dangerous in the backfield, and they don't want to risk anything of him getting loose and taking one back to the house.
Wildcats will start once again at their own 25-yard line. Here comes the offense. Maroon helmets, gold jerseys, maroon pants, maroon numbers with a white trim. Gold helmets, green jerseys, green pants, white numbers with a gold trim for South Florida. It's Cam Ransom once again at quarterback. 3 receivers in the formation, all to his left. That's the wide side of the field, with Juvensley Bazul in at running back. Ransom takes the snap, handoff. Bazul running left, gets a lane, cuts it up, dives forward to the 30-yard line. That's a 5-yard gain on first time.
Great positive yardage. We ran straight at the defense. No option, just straight downhill.
And that's the kind of plays you want on first down. Quick 5-yard gain.
Absolutely. First downs lead to touchdowns.
Ransom claps his hands. The snap. He pulls the ball out of the running back's hands, goes screen, and it's dropped.
No.
Or did he catch that?
He caught it.
Oh, my goodness. That was the tight end on the crossing pattern.
He has to get, Cam just had to get the ball up a little bit because he threw it, it sunk too low and made.
What a catch, by the way, by Marcus Velez.
What a catch.
It was about ankle height, but he got his hands underneath it. I thought he dropped that ball, but he maintained it. First down, Bethune-Cookman.
Maintain possession.
At the 36-yard line, going right to left. At their own 36-yard line, I should say. 3 receivers in the formation. Cam Ransom, quarterback keeper, running left, tripped up. Flag on the play. We may see a holding as well.
We might see it. Yep, it'll be a holding call on the offense.
And on a 2-yard loss already.
Number 53, 10-yard penalty from the previous spot.
So it'll be 1st and 20, and that entire gain on the pass to Marcus Velez is negated.
It's nullified now. It's a shame. Like you said, last year we were one of the least penalized teams in the country. Right now we have probably reached our total penalties through the first 8 games of last year.
Yeah. So we averaged 4.5 penalties a game. We're up to 9. On the night. So 1st and 20 for the Wildcats back at the 27-yard line. Ransom back to pass, pressure from the backside. He feels it. He escapes. He gets it out to Bazul on the check down and up to the 31-yard line. What an escape artist that is from Cameron Ransom.
Listen, like I said earlier, Cam Ransom is not a small guy. So just an arm tackle is not going to bring him down. And on top of that, he's elusive. So he is able to spin out of those arm tackles, get his eyes upfield to find the open receiver, which is what he did just now.
2nd down and 15 for the Wildcats after the gain of 5 at their own 32-yard line, going left to right. Ransom in there. Tight end is Velez on the left-hand side of the offensive line. 3 receivers in the formation. 4 down linemen for the Bulls. They rush 5. And Ransom goes deep over the middle. Caught at the 50-yard line. A beautiful strike. It's the tight end again. Oh, no, correction. That's Lorenzo Jenkins, the wide receiver, sophomore out of Beaver Falls, Pennsylvania. Biggest play of the night for BCU. 1st and 10 at the 50-yard line.
The Wildcats are making positive moves forward. A great pass hitting his receiver in stride. Cam Ransom is driving the Wildcats down the field.
Deep post. Works to perfection, right?
Oh, man, that was a beautiful dig route.
Behind the corner in front of the safety. 1st down and 10, right at midfield. Ransom drops back to pass, looking, throwing, one-on-one coverage near side, down the sideline, and incomplete for the flag.
And we have a flag. And we have a flag.
That was one-on-one coverage. He was looking for Courtney Reese on the wheel to the left-hand side.
The referees are coming and discussing it.
Discussing maybe that pass was overthrown and uncatchable?
Well, we will see.
There's one-on-one coverage between Reese on the offensive side and Jaquavius Berryhill.
Pass interference.
Ball was uncatchable, no pass interference. That's what I thought.
Yeah, but those are the type of plays that you do want to go for, especially if the defender is not looking for the ball. Because if that is a catchable ball, even if it's a little bit outside, you'll get the flag.
2nd and 10 from the 50. Ransom the snap. Handoff. Running left is Bazul. He gets folded in half. Oh, my, what a hit. No gain on the play. Good thing Bazul pops straight back up.
It's okay. The Wildcats are now, looks like they haven't abandoned the run option right now, but looks like they're running downhill now, which is a great way to combat to combat when they really have stopped your option plays, is to run straight at them.
Doug Blue Eli, the graduate student for USF on that last tackle. 3rd and 10 for the midfield stripe. Need the opposing 40 for a first down. 3 receivers right, single left. Ransom in the middle of the field takes the snap. He's got pressure. He rolls to his left. He throws off his back foot. One-on-one coverage deep down the left-hand side, and it's out of bounds and incomplete. He was looking for Lorenzo Jenkins again.
Cam Ransom is really trying to stay in that pocket to let his receivers have time to get open, and he put that ball in the only place his receiver could catch it. Was either going to be his receiver or out of bounds, and the ball went out. But he's doing a great job trying to manage this game and trying to direct the offense into a place where they can be successful.
And offensive coordinator Joe Gerbino was not happy about that last play. He came over immediately afterwards and was talking to Cam Ransom on the sideline. Anyway, Anthony Frederick to punt. Atkins back to receive at his own 10-yard line. Frederick gets the punt away. It's a high end over end kick, dropping at about the 20-yard line. Fair catch called for. It hits a Bull defender. It's on the ground. The Wildcats pick it up. There's a flag down. The Wildcats picked it up at the 15-yard line. We'll see. It might be fair catch interference.
Possibly. But at the same time, hold on. What is it? Okay.
Kick catch interference.
Yeah.
Kicking team, number 33.
So
15-yard penalty from the end of the kick. First down.
All right. So this is a tricky call because he signaled for fair catch at the last minute. When our player got near him, he hadn't signaled for fair catch yet. He didn't signal for fair catch until our defender was at least half a yard in front of him. Then he signaled for fair catch, which ultimately at that point in time, there's nothing that you can do about it.
You can take the pizza out of New York, but you can't take New York out of the pizza. Stop by Sergio's and experience the flavors for yourself. Our recipe for success is simple: a generous dose of love paired with the freshest, highest quality ingredients. This combination is what makes each dish truly exceptional. Our approach includes a blend of traditional recipes from the old country with a modern flair that creates our wide variety of great tasting dishes, which range from gourmet pizzas, soups, pastas, and entrees. Come visit us in the Public Shopping Center on Bevel, and Clyde Morris, or visit our website and order online with Slice and Uber Eats. Bring your college ID and get 10% off your orders. Go Wildcats! Thanks to Sergio's Pizza Kitchen for sponsoring Bethune-Cookman Football. Let's go down to the field and see what Daryl Mateel has to say about that last drive.
The last drive was an excellent drive. I think, guys, I'm down here watching. Cam injured his shoulder a little bit on one of those sacks, and he was trying to work things out with it. But the drive was a very good drive, but the penalties and the misplays at offensive line caused us to have to punt the football. But Cam has gained the rhythm. We've moved the football, but I think he has a slight injury to his shoulder. He's talking to Gerbino about it right now.
What was your thoughts on the fair catch interference call?
The fair catch interference, just like you described, it was a late fair catch call because the defender was right up on top of him, and then the ball bounded and hit off his leg, and we recovered it. It was a late call, but the officials going to always call that halo thing.
So Cam is still working on that injury, right? Is there any other quarterback that looks set to come in on the next drive?
Nobody else is warming up, but Cam pointed to the shoulder 3 times in that drive. He even put his hand down into his shoulder pad. Gerbino just kept waving him off. Right, as he came off the field, he pulled his jersey up and tried to unbuckle his shoulder pad and told him that, there was something wrong with his shoulder. So they sat down and watching the film now. But we'll see if he comes back in.
And maybe better to save Ransom for a later date, maybe next week against Mercer. Thanks, Daryl. We'll check in with you later on this evening. We're going to take a quick break and hear from our partners at your Southeast Toyota dealers.
I spy a new Camry.
Ooh, I spy a sporty RAV4.
I spy deals on the entire lineup at the Toyota National Sales Event.
Good eye.
Get 3.99% APR for 36 months on a new 2024 Toyota RAV4. Offer valid through September 3rd, 2024. Zero down for well-qualified buyers with approved credit and financing through Southeast Toyota Finance. $29.52 monthly payment for every $1,000 financed. Excludes tax, tag, registration, title, and dealer fees. See dealer for details. Toyota, let's go.
After the fair catch interference penalty, it'll be 1st and 10 for South Florida from their own 30-yard line. Brown is still the quarterback. He takes the snap. He puts it in the belly of the running back. And it's a big hole up the middle. 40, 45, 51 man to beat. Tripped up at midfield by Raymond Woody III. That was almost a 80-yard touchdown run for Kelly Joyner. And they're already up and snapping the ball right at midfield. Play action, a big hit on the quarterback, and the ball is underthrown and almost intercepted. Man, oh man.
The Wildcats keep fighting.
Adrian Hall got there and laid the wood on Byron Brown. The pass was underthrown, and Andrew Volmar looked like he was about to pick it off, but it just touched the ground. Here we go again. 2nd and 10 from midfield for USF. Brown, the snap. Offensive handoff to Kelly Joyner. He's going to try and bounce it outside, but the Wildcats are right there. Just a gain of 2 up to the 48 of BCU. And it'll bring up 3rd down.
The Wildcats are really trying to swarm the ball. One of the things I am still worried about is that Brown is going to pull the ball, that the Wildcats are going to get sucked in to this option that they're running, and he'll pull the ball for a big gain. So they have to keep their eye, always eyeing the quarterback.
3rd down and 8 from the 48-yard line of Bethune-Cookman. Got to get to the 40 for a 1st down. 5:25 to go 3rd quarter in a 34-3 ball game. Brown to throw. He looks over the middle. That's a great pass right to the corner route. And breaking free is Abdul Rahman Racine inside the 10, left sideline, and pushed out of bounds to the 5 by Woody.
Just a great pass. The receivers for USF are finding the open gaps in the defense and just taking advantage of it. I think that we're giving a little bit too much of a cushion, and they are back at the line.
Already a handoff to Joyner. He's looking for the end zone. He's fighting, and he's got it. Touchdown USF from midfield to the end zone in 2 plays.
Listen, when you are snapping the ball that fast, it tends to keep the defense off balance. And so when you are able to keep the defense off balance, when you do stuff like that, people get out of position. And when people get out of position, you're able to take advantage of that and attack that place where that player should be, and he's not.
After a near interception by the Wildcats, Andrew Volmar, a 44-yard pass to Yassine, and a 4-yard carry for Kelly into the end zone. That was it. Just that quickly. It happened about 20 seconds. 5 minutes left in the 3rd, 41-3. BCU back on the ball when we come back. This is Bethune-Cookman University football on the CatEye Network Radio on 1380 WELE. Back at Raymond James Stadium, the South Florida Bulls scored that last touchdown in 6 plays covering 60 yards in 2 minutes. And that included a sack and an almost interception. As we get ready to get back to action with 5 minutes left in the third quarter, a couple of those SWAC scores. Final score from Tennessee. Tennessee State 41, Mississippi Valley State 21. Florida A&M has come back to take the lead on South Carolina State 22-18. That game is 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. McNeese State still down 7-0 to Southern at the end of the third quarter. That's an interesting one to keep an eye on.
Yes.
And Grambling State now down 30-0 to the Ragin' Cajuns of Louisiana. A kick on the way from Ty Ippolito. This one probably maybe returned. It will be from 2 yards deep in the end zone. And look out. Darnell Dees got to the 10-yard line and nothing else. Blocking was not there.
No, it wasn't. The Wildcats, when they engaged their block, they weren't able to hold on to him, which led to Darnell Dees being brought down at the 10-yard line.
That last drive for USF, they started at their own 31. 5 plays, 69 yards in a minute 20. All right, here we go. Let's see who's on the field for the Wildcats. It is Cam Ransom. We heard from Darryl down on the sideline. He was battling a little bit of a shoulder injury, but he is in the game. 1st and 10 for the Wildcats at their own 10-yard line, going right to left, and whistles and a stoppage of play. Are we going to have a timeout? Yeah. They had to use another timeout to prevent a delay of game.
Well, at least they're paying attention to the clock. To make sure that they are not penalized being inside the red zone at their 10-yard line, because you can't afford to be backed up another 5 yards. It just makes it more difficult going from having to drive 90 yards outside instead of 95.
Yeah, I think that's a little bit selfish from Darnell Dees there to try and return that from halfway back in the end zone, but he just hasn't had a chance to run all night. He tried to take it and didn't get anywhere.
Well, sometimes when you're in these type of positions, you really want to try to make certain things happen, and so you take risks. You know, high risk, high reward. But if the risk doesn't work out, then you get put in this position where we are now.
All right, timeout over. 1st and 10 for the Cats on their own 10-yard line. 3 receivers right, single left. Ransom takes the snap, fakes the handoff, rolls left, pitches it to Bazul. He gets to the 10, to the 15, and tripped up at the 16-yard line, gain of 6 yards.
No, that was Dees.
Oh, correction, that was Dees. At running back.
That was Dees.
All right.
A little bit of positive yardage, 6-yard gain.
And now Courtney Reese comes in to running back. Dees got that one play, and it goes back to the bench. 2nd and 4 from the 16. Ransom in the gun. Sidecar right is Courtney Reese, the transfer from UNLV. 4:19 to go in the third quarter. Ransom, option keep. He'll roll to the right, and he'll be sacked. Loss of 2, back to the 13.
So, once again, they're stacking the box, playing the run. You have to be able to keep this defense honest by being able to throw the ball down the field. That way they can't just pin their ears back and shoot downhill and make disruption in the backfield.
I'd love to see a read option out of Cam Ransom. I think he'd be really good at it.
Oh, he would.
3rd and 6 from the 14 is the official spot. 10 on the play clock. 3:42 on the game clock. Ransom, option, keeps it. Puts his foot in the ground, turns upfield, 20-25, first down BCU. What a play.
We haven't had very many first downs, but Cam Ransom has led us to, I think, all of our first downs of the game. Just a great hard run, being able to fake the pitch and make his way upfield to give the Wildcats a new set of downs.
That was the 9th first down of the game for Bethune-Cookman. They're at the 26-yard line, a 10-yard pickup for Cam Ransom. 1st and 10, he's in the gun. Sidecar left for Courtney Reese. 3 receivers to the right. Ransom, hands to Reese. He cuts upfield, puts his shoulder into a defender, and gains 3 yards up to the 29, yeah.
Another positive game for the Wildcats, running downhill. No option, just running into the mouth of the defense, mano a mano. So this is good. So hopefully we can put this together to create a substantial drive.
On 2nd down and 8. They actually spotted that ball back at the 28-yard line instead of the 29. 4 receivers in the formation, 3 to the left, 1 to the right. Ransom, shotgun snap. He looks to pass over the middle. It's off the hands of a defender and intercepted. It popped straight up in the air. The Bulls are going to run this one back inside the 20 and out of bounds at the 15-yard line. Second interception of the game. That one was not Cam Ransom's fault.
It was not. The ball, when the ball pops up in the air like that and it was thrown the way it was thrown, sometimes you're at the mercy of who is ever near that ball. It was just a great play on the ball by Ben Knox, being able to get that ball tipped up in the air for DeMarco Augustine to come underneath it and for the return. But hey, our linemen were, Johnny on the spot to be able to just stop it from being a pick six, to give our defense a chance to be able to get the ball back.
First career interception for DeMarco Augustine. He's a fifth-year senior transfer after 4 years at Youngstown State. USF back on the field at the 15-yard line in the red zone. New quarterback of the game. He throws for the end zone. Wide open. Touchdown in the back of the end zone.
Running
Bryce
free.
Archie, his first pass of the season is a touchdown to Michael Brown Stevens. And nobody was back there.
Nobody. It looked like it was like a breakdown in the defensive secondary. I see one of the DBs talking to.
Previous play is under further review.
They're going to review it to see if he got his feet down.
To see if he got his foot down, because he may not have gotten his foot down before he stepped out of bounds when catching the ball. So this might work in the Wildcats' favor. I see some of the DBs talking to some of the officials saying that he pushed off in his route, but we will have to see. We have the replay coming here, and
Ooh,
I don't know.
Close.
That's close.
That is very close to the back of the end zone. You only got to have 1 foot down in college, but is that back foot down when he catches the ball?
Is the ball secure when that back foot is down? Because if the ball is not secure when that back foot is down, then that means that will be an incomplete pass, because his next step is out of bounds.
2:19 to go third quarter. As it stands, it's 47-3 USF. They would take that touchdown off the board if it is overturned. The quarterback now in the game for the Bulls is Bryce Archie. He's a junior out of Powder Springs, Georgia, and a transfer from Coastal Carolina, who he sat behind for 2 years behind Grayson McCall, who is now at NC State. He was 0 for 2. He's also a...
After further review, ruling on the field stands. Touchdown.
Yeah, I guess that's not enough to overturn.
I think, because it's difficult to see, especially when the only angle you have is at the back. Oh, here's a different angle right here. That's on the field view, but it's still the back of.
Yeah, that back foot was definitely down.
Foot was down when he caught the ball.
So it'll be another extra point attempt for John Cannon. And it's up and good. 2:19 to go third quarter. 48-3 is our score. I want to talk about Bryce Archie, who is the quarterback that threw that pass. College freshman year at Coastal Carolina. He played in 2 games, 1 completion for 9 yards, 3 carries for 18 yards. And again, I said he sat behind Grayson McCall for 2 seasons. Nobody really going to take him out of that when he's now at NC State. But he's also a baseball player. He plays on the USF baseball team. He made 3 starts on the mound for the Bulls on the diamond in 17 2/3 innings pitched with 18 strikeouts. So,
hey, you always have to admire multi-sport athletes and the work that they have to put in. And, part of being a multi-sport athlete is staying healthy. And when you go from football to baseball, that can be difficult sometimes.
But you see it more in high school, right? When you got your football players running track in the spring, or
wrestling,
or playing linemen or linebackers, or playing basketball for your taller skill position guys.
Absolutely.
And it really kind of rounds out that skill set athletically, because you're developing muscle groups as the kickoff from Ippolito is going to go back out of the end zone, Wildcats to the 25-yard line. But it kind of develops some of those muscle groups that you don't playing just one sport all the time.
Yeah, especially like when I was in high school, the skilled guys were always encouraged to run track. So you were either running track, playing, some played baseball, some played basketball, some wrestled, especially some of our bigger athletic guys. But you're always encouraged to play multiple sports, so those sports could translate back over into football, and you can develop different skills that help you in the game.
Wildcats back out on offense, trailing 48-3, 2:19 to go third quarter. Cam Ransom in the gun, 3 receivers to aim at to his left. Juju Bazil gets the carry, goes straight forward, bounces off a tackler and gets 2 yards up to the 27.
Great hard run, just into the mouth of the defense, picking up a few yards. Like I said, we're just trying to continue this trend of gaining positive yards, especially after a dismal first half when it comes to yardage.
We haven't seen Javon Ross yet tonight, and I'm kind of surprised. The freshman out of DeLand High School. Of course, the Wildcats haven't passed the ball all that much.
That is very true.
But I don't think he's even been on the field to block. Courtney Reese comes in, sidecar right, 3 receivers in the formation. Ransom takes the snap, looks to pass. He'll go over the middle, and it's incomplete. He threw it behind the crossing pattern. There's Javon Ross. That's the first time he's been targeted all game.
I guess you spoke him up. But, you know, one of the things I've been noticing is that when the Wildcats are trying to hurry up, the referees, the officials haven't put the ball into play. They're holding up to, I guess, let USF substitute, versus how when USF is having the ball, they're moving at tempo, and Bethune-Cookman doesn't have a chance to substitute.
Yeah, well, the other thing is if the offense substitutes, the defense has to get a chance. Ransom fakes the handoff, deep in the pocket, rolls it left, now looking, throws towards the sideline, and it's caught near the first down marker by Lorenzo Jenkins. He's really impressed me tonight.
Great catch coming as your quarterback is scrambling, coming back towards the ball, making your way to the sideline to make sure that regardless of what happens, that you are the only person that can catch the ball. If that ball is uncatchable, the only place that is going is out of bounds.
1st and 10 for the Wildcats from the 35-yard line. Handoff, Reese. No, kept by Ransom. He is hit as he throws on the run to his left.
He caught it.
It is complete to the 40-yard line for a gain of 4. Diving catch by the tight end, Marcus Velez. Another person who's kind of impressed me in passing routes tonight. He is from a transfer from Stony Brook.
Yeah, just a big target at 6'6", 250 pounds. It's like you can't miss the guy running across the middle.
2nd and 4. Looks like some of the backups are in now on USF's defense. Handoff, Reese cuts it up the field, makes a man miss at the 45. First down, BCU at the 46-yard line.
Great run for JoJo to be able to stick his foot in the ground and get upfield. Those are the things that you're wanting to do. It doesn't matter if it's the first team or second team. You still want the same result, positive yardage going up the field.
1st and 10 for the Wildcats. They go a little bit up-tempo now at their own 46-yard line. Ransom 3 to aim at, all to the right. He takes the snap, fakes the handoff, looks to pass. Wide open receiver down the right-hand sideline. Leaping catch. Did he get a foot down?
I think he did.
Yes, he did. Oh, baby.
First
Lorenzo
down.
Jenkins, what a catch.
First down,
this
look.
is the end of the 3rd quarter.
And that's the end of the 3rd quarter. The Wildcats moving the ball a little bit at the end.
Yeah, that was a great route. You had a post up top with a wheel behind it, and then a mini wheel from the running back coming behind it, and Cam Ransom hits that first wheel in that open window where no one was. No one was at anywhere near him. The closest defender was 15 yards away, and so that was just a great play call by Coach Joe, and the Wildcats really trying to make sure that they continue this positive momentum toward the end zone.
And what about the high point from Lorenzo Jenkins? On the sideline, falling backwards, able to get a foot down, high points the ball above his head.
Listen, I know exactly what he was thinking. Secure the ball, get my foot down. And so that's exactly what he did. He wasn't trying to look to do anything but secure the ball, make sure that he was able to get down to continue this drive.
That's the end of the 3rd quarter. We'll take a break, and when we come back, Wildcats on the ball, down 48-3 as we go to the 4th here on the CatEye Network Radio and 1380 WELE. We head to the fourth quarter here at Raymond James Stadium. It's the Bethune-Cookman Wildcats 3, the USF Bulls 48. Football season is finally here, and your CatEye Network is your home for all the action on the gridiron this season. Listen to every game live at youtube.com/CatEye Network or locally at 1380 WELE in Daytona Beach. Next week, the Cats get set for the home opener as they take on the Mercer Bears at Daytona Stadium. Watch live on the SWAC Digital Network or catch the hometown call right here on the CatEye Network. We go to the fourth. Wildcats now moving left to right. They've got a first down and 10 in USF territory at the 37-yard line. Cam Ransom hands to Juju Bazul. He gets outside, breaks a tackle, powers forward, close to a first down, gets to the 30-yard line.
Another great run, just going straight downhill. Just hard-nosed football. I love it that the Wildcats haven't been giving up. They've really been pushing and trying to maintain this momentum, giving the defense a little breather.
Correction, that was Courtney Reese on the last carry, and he only got 6, stepped out of bounds before all right, Ransom, snap, two, pitch, ball on the ground. USF's going to jump on it.
I don't know.
Cam Ransom looked to run that pitch play to Reese. He got hammered as he let it go. Reese also got hammered as he picked it up, but somehow the Wildcats get the ball back. They lose 6 yards on the play, back to the 35-yard line, but they still have the ball.
Oh, yes. Reese was off the pitch, didn't get possession of the ball, wasn't able to secure it, and got popped while he was juggling the ball, trying to secure it.
It'll be 3rd and 9 from the 36-yard line. Wildcats lucky there. That one didn't really look good from the jump.
Not at all. The opening of the play was good. It wasn't until the pitch.
3rd and 9, 3 receivers in the pattern, 2 left, single right. Ransom keeps pressure coming, hit as he throws. The ball hangs in the air and is way out of bounds. Ransom got hit hard. Drilled by Ira Singleton, the defensive end.
Yeah, and ultimately you do not want to see your quarterbacks taking any type of unnecessary hits. And so you want to make sure that they're getting the ball out of their hand as quickly as possible to make sure that, they stay healthy, because we still have a long season to go.
Wildcats not quite in field goal range. That bobbled snap probably pushed him out of it. Back to the 36-yard line. They're going to punt and try and pin the Bulls back deep. Anthony Frederick on. He stands right at midfield. He'll take the snap. He'll get the kick away. It's spinning, and it's going to go into the end zone. He couldn't get the bounce that the Bulls had earlier, where they bounced right on the goal line and sat at the 5.
Yeah, he's trying to make a little something happen to see if he can't pin the Bulls deep into their own territory and give the Wildcats a chance to make some things happen defensively, possibly cause a turnover and have a short field to work with.
Do you love Bethune-Cookman University sports? Of course you do. Then don't miss Hail Wildcats Radio, the podcast that takes you behind the scenes of all 15 Wildcat sports programs. Hosted by voice of the Wildcats, Michael Torello, and featuring the expertise of sports information directors Bryce Reinowski and Brian Harvey. Hail Wildcats Radio delivers unparalleled coverage of your favorite teams. Tune into 1380 WELE Daytona Beach every Saturday to catch the show live or listen at any time on your favorite podcast platform. And Nike, the official outfitter of the Bethune-Cookman Wildcats. Gear up on the newest BCU Nike gear at nike.com/Bethune-Cookman Wildcats. Let's take a look at the upcoming schedule for Bethune-Cookman. Next Saturday, 3 p.m., they're home against Mercer. That'll be a tough game as one of the top FCS teams in the country comes to Daytona Stadium. Then they're on the road at Western Michigan on the 14th, a 6:30 Central, 7:30 Eastern kick up in Kalamazoo, Michigan. Longest trip for the Cats in a couple of years. I think since the trip to Nebraska in 2019.
Yes, absolutely.
After that, they'll be home for 2, Clark, Atlanta on the 21st, and then they'll open the SWAC slate with the team that was predicted to finish first in the SWAC East, Alabama State. And Wildcat fans, the score is 48-3 with 13:35 to go, and the Bulls have the ball back. But you can't take too much away from this game. If you're the Wildcats, you can't get too low off of this game. This is a team in South Florida that if everything goes right for them this year, they could be in the college football playoff conversation as one of the top group of 5 teams in the country, especially the offense. They're one of the best teams in the nation.
Absolutely. If they're able to take care of the ball and move the ball efficiently and defend like they've done tonight, I think that the sky's the limit for this ball club. They have played very sound. They have executed well. And so if a team can keep that up through the entirety of the season, then typically big bowl games and ultimately the playoffs, which is what you want to be in, are going to be your landing point.
Florida A&M escapes another MEAC foe. They win 22-18 over South Carolina State. The Rattlers are 2-0.
Listen, and South Carolina State is always going to be a team that is difficult to contend with. They're always going to come hard. Everybody is looking to see what they do, especially after the retirement of legendary coach Buddy Pugh, and to see how they are going to handle this season going forward in the MEAC. I remember when I think Coach Buddy came on when I was a fighting Wildcat back in the late 90s, early 2000s. And he just made a career of a winning culture at South Carolina State.
13:35 to go, fourth quarter. USF back on the ball at their own 20-yard line, going left to right. The quarterback is new. It's Bryce Archie. He's going to keep, run left side, and not get really much of anything. Just a 1-yard gain.
Running back got tripped up, but as soon as he hit the ground, he pops back up, and the Bulls are set, ready to snap the ball again.
Running back in the formation is Brent Austin, and they're going to throw a little toss out to the right-hand side, get 5 yards out of it.
Great open field tackle. Great open field tackle. The Wildcats looks like they're moving a little bit faster to get set up to match the tempo of USF.
USF already snapping the ball. Archie looking on 3rd and 5. He escapes the pocket. He's going to go down. Big sack for the BCU Wildcats.
Great
Who got that
sack.
one? Jefferson LaFontaine was the man with the sack.
Great sack. The Wildcats are moving with urgency right now, are able to get toward the quarterback, and the USF punt team is coming onto the field.
Only the 3rd punt for USF tonight upcoming.
What does that tell you?
Well, they've only had 4 drives that have not ended in a touchdown. It's been that kind of night for Bethune-Cookman. We kind of knew coming into it. It was like that against Memphis and Miami last year. And a whistle and a stoppage of play.
And I mean, when you are looking at the time of possession.
USF.
USF is going to take a timeout here.
This will be 30 seconds.
30-second timeout. But when you're looking at like the time of possession, right now we're looking at 29 minutes and 12 seconds of possession time for USF, as opposed to 17 minutes and 13 seconds of possession time for Bethune-Cookman University. So there is a stark difference in the possession time during this game. So that is a story all in itself. Now, I have seen the possession game not always get that full story, because sometimes I've seen a team score so fast and so frequently that their possession time was actually lower, but they were winning the game.
And it doesn't matter, right? If you're scoring every 5 seconds, it doesn't matter.
It does not matter.
All right, 4th and 10 after the timeout. Andrew Stokes is on to punt for USF. Back deep for the Wildcats. It's either Courtney Reese or Darnell Dees. I can't tell which. Stokes, a booming punt. It's going to be fair caught by Dees at the 40-yard line of BCU.
Great catch to be able to secure the ball and give the Wildcats good field position about the 38, 39-yard line.
So the Wildcats back on the ball now. See if they can do anything. Maybe get more points, punch one in the last 12 minutes and 18 seconds. They've been knocking on the door a couple of times with Cam Ransom in the ball game, but all they've been able to do is kick a field goal late in that first half.
It would really be a high point if they were able to put the ball into the end zone at least once for this game. Cam Ransom. Oh, we have a new quarterback. Luke Sprague is in the game.
All right. Sprague, who was battling shoulder injury for a majority of last year, is in. It feels like every quarterback's going to get a drive here in the fourth quarter.
Looks like it.
Sprague will lead the offense. 3 in the formation. He's going to hand the ball off to the running back. That looks like a face mask not called as Bazul powers forward for past the 45. That's a 7-yard pickup. The helmet got ripped off of, actually, that is not Bazul. That's Terry Lindsay, the running back.
Good hard run up the middle.
That's an 8-yard pickup for Lindsay.
Hey, positive yardage.
Clock running down, under 12 minutes to play, 48-3 USF. Wildcats looking for a late flurry here. It's Lindsey again. He puts his head down, and he gets bowled over right at the line of scrimmage. Maybe got one.
No, that's not
and
Lindsey.
That's Cross Patton.
That's Cross Patton.
The transfer from Nevada.
That's Cross Patton getting a few reps out there.
Third down and 1 now.
Luke Sprague out there directing traffic, getting everybody into position.
2 runs. Gets the Wildcats to 3rd down and 1. Sprague in the gun. Patton behind him. He's going to hand the ball off to Patton, running outside. Patton cuts upfield. Did he get there? It's close. He didn't get it. He's a half-yard short. I'd like to see the Wildcats go for this. They probably won't, though.
One thing nope, it looks like they are. Sprague is still on the field.
No, the Wildcats do this a lot, where they leave the offense on the field on 4th down and then run the punt team on late. We'll see if they do decide to go for it. Oh, they're going for it. 4th and 1.
They're going for it with Sprague.
Hash. They do have 2 timeouts left. 15 seconds on the play clock. Sprague going to go under center here. They're stacking the box ahead of him. Sprague trying to get a push in the back. He didn't get that. He didn't get that at all. He wasn't even close. At some point, when everybody is in the box like that, the quarterback has to pull that and run around the outside.
Well, you know what? It was open to do that. And what you have to understand is that defensive line is, oh, no, he got it. They're going to say that he got the first down.
From our angle, it looked like he didn't
move. It looked like that the line didn't move, but apparently his forward momentum got us the first down.
All right, well, 1st and 10 for the Wildcats at the 49-yard line of USF. Luke Sprague, 3 receivers, right, single, left. Sprague hands the ball off to Cross Patton. He's undercut and lost a yard.
Yes, the Bulls defense has been flying around, getting towards the ball. So you have to be able to move quickly, especially on a defense. Because let's just be real, when it comes to Florida schools are known for their defenses moving fast.
2nd down and 10 at the 49-yard line of Bethune-Cookman, going left to right. Sprague in the gun. Hasn't thrown a pass yet. Now he'll drop back to throw. Late pressure coming. He scrambles. He gets it to Patton on the outlet pass. Patton's helmet comes flying off as he's hit for no yards.
No, that wasn't Patton's helmet. That was one of the defenders.
It was. Number 21, Jalen Stokes. He's going to have to come out for a play, but it's 3rd down and 10. And even with a 4-man rush, USF got home that time and forced Sprague to scramble.
Yeah, just to get him to move now, because he's not necessarily the most mobile quarterback that we have. However, he'll try to stay in the pocket as long as possible to be able to get the ball out to make something happen.
3rd and 10. There's only a single high safety, maybe a post here. Let's see. Sprague. They're going to run the ball.
They're going to run the ball
and get nothing. Cross Patton buried after a loss of 1, and that's going to be 4th down and 11.
Yeah, but no surprise that they would go back to the run in that position. Normally in that position, you would expect the offense to pass, but this is the same thing that we saw last year in our big games that when we played Memphis. Very conservative play calling. Making sure that we don't give away too much, especially for our conference schedule.
Frederick punts to Ron Keith, the running back, fields into the 15. He'll run, and he will be, he breaks a tackle. He's running around like a magician. He breaks free into the open field, 40, and finally dropped at the 40-yard line.
Listen, they said...
How did we not tackle him back at the 15? He was 3 gold jerseys around him.
You cannot miss the tackles. Like, arm tackles, when you play against these type of schools, they are trained to run through arm tackles. Arm tackles do not bring these guys down, okay? So you have to be able to wrap up, get your feet underneath you, and drive the person to the ground. So you got to make sure that you are technically sound when it comes time to tackle the ball carrier.
Let's head down to Daryl Latiel on the sideline. Daryl, what do you see so far in this 4th quarter?
I see the Wildcats still playing hard football. They haven't given up. The offense, Luke Sprague had opportunity to come in and get his feet wet here in 2024. I think the second half, the Wildcats played better football than they did in the first quarter. They're continuing to play pretty good at the point of attack. You see the running backs getting some lanes, and everybody's getting to touch the football. This is a teaching moment. Every time we play one of these games, we played Memphis last year, we played Miami. Every time we play a game like this, it's a learning tool, it's a measurement of what you got to work on. I think the Wildcats look decent. I would give them a C+ here in the second half.
What are your thoughts on Luke Sprague not trying to throw on 3rd and 10?
You know the story. You know the story better than I do. We don't want him injured. I would have ran the football there too, because the last time on the 4-man rush, they got close to him. Coach is not going to let anybody get close to him anymore.
Thanks, Daryl. We'll talk to you again one more time at the end of the contest. It is Bulls 48, Wildcats 3 here from Raymond James Stadium. A gorgeous night, not a cloud in the sky. A little hot, a little sticky.
But not that bad.
But not bad
Not
for
bad at all.
late August here in Florida.
It's football weather. That's what they say. This is football weather.
Well, other parts of the country may disagree and say that football weather is 10 degrees and snow. But being from Florida, I disagree with that.
Those places don't have beaches. It's football weather. This is where for some people 77 degrees might be hot, but it's football weather. This is a great time, but you know, just like what Daryl's saying, these are teachable moments, and so you get to go back, you get to watch the film, look and watch how you can improve, where you went wrong, were my steps wrong, were my hands in the wrong place, what are the things I can do to make myself better for next week? Because let's just be real, people are playing for their playing time next week right now.
And someone who I think has earned it tonight is Lorenzo Jenkins. He's done really well the couple of times they've thrown him the ball.
Absolutely. And you know, as a receiver, it can be frustrating when you're running these routes and you're out there blocking and you're not getting the ball. But if you continue to do the things that you're supposed to do, that are required of you, the ball will get to you.
1st and 10 for USF from their own 40-yard line. Bryce Archie remains the quarterback. One man in motion left to right. 3 receivers now on the right-hand side of the formation. Archie, the belt-high snap. He'll throw far side, an incomplete throw well behind the intended receiver, Abdul Rahman Yassin.
Haven't seen too many drop passes today, and the Wildcats are getting back on the line because the Bulls are moving at tempo again.
It's like the Bulls don't know how to do anything else. They're just going to move tempo the whole night. Archie, the snap. He's going to hand the ball off.
Jeremy Greaves with the stop.
Yeah, it's going to be a gain of only 1 for the USF running back.
But see, this is the thing. This is how, like I said, probably a little bit over a decade ago, this is how the Wildcats would move the ball. The Wildcats would move this fast where if once they get tackled and the ball's blown dead, they're up and they're back at the line. You don't give the chance for the defense to recover and try to figure out what you're doing.
Clock has stopped at 7:57 to go in the 4th quarter. Now it rolls as a late substitution came on the offensive line for South Florida. Andrew Kilfoyle ran on late after Zane Herring hobbled off the field with a bit of an injury. That's one thing for South Florida. They've had a couple of players down tonight, especially some of the big fellas. 3rd down and 8. Snap. Archie looking, pressure from the backside. He is going to be sacked back at the 35.
3rd sack of the day.
Great push for the Wildcats on defense. Ejike Brown was the first man to him.
Jeremy Greaves had the party at the quarterback as well. I'm telling you, the Wildcats are still out there fighting, ladies and gentlemen. You would be very proud of these young men right now because there is no give up in their vocabulary. They are still fighting. Now, everything may not have gone right, but guess what? The effort is speaking for itself.
It's going to be Malik Huggins deep for BCU off the punt by Andrew Stokes. Stokes at his own 20-yard line. He gets it away. High spiraling kick, sending Huggins back. He fair catches it at the 16-yard line, and that's why the Wildcats will have it after we come back. We'll take one last time out, and when we come back, we'll take you through the end of the ball game here at Raymond James Stadium. 48-3, Wildcats on the ball when we come back. 6:47 to go here on CatEye Network Radio on 1380 WELA. Back at Raymond James Stadium, 6 minutes and 47 seconds to go. Wildcats coming back out on offense. It'll be Luke Sprague again as they're at their own 17-yard line going left to right. 3 receivers in the formation. Sprague claps his hands. He's going to throw for the first time. He'll go wheel route and throw it behind the intended receiver. A big hit on the intended receiver, and flags fly late as it was a blind hit. It was intended for the running back in the formation, Jaden Bivens, and he just got popped from the blind side.
Let's see what the call is going to be.
Probably late hit because the pass was well behind him.
Ball, personal foul, late hit, defense, number 26.
Yep.
15-yard first down.
So, yeah, a late hit. Pretty easy call for the officials.
Listen, right now, any type of yardage is positive yardage. Luke.
Jaden Bivens going to stay in there at running back, and that was not a very confident throw from Luke Sprague, his first pass of the season.
Yeah, but, you know, with a guy like Luke, you got to get him into a rhythm.
1st and 10 BCU from their own 32-yard line. Lots of crossing movement, and Bivens is run down for a loss of 3. They faked the jet sweep, then gave it to Bivens, and the guy that was covering the jet sweep just stopped and knocked Bivens to the ground.
Hey, listen, like I said, you got to play some disciplined, fully aware defense. And so, you know, USF has been consistent within that standard today. And, you know, I know that they're trying to build on this night tonight, just as the Wildcats are trying to build on this night tonight to make sure that we definitely have a better showing against Mercer.
Sprague, he's going to throw on play action. It's tipped to the line of scrimmage and incomplete. It's going to be 3rd down and 12.
3rd and 12. You know, sometimes when Luke throws the ball, sometimes it looks so effortless when he throws the ball. And so I love to see it. It's one of those just real smooth releases that gets to your receiver efficiently.
Wildcats just 3 3rd down conversions tonight. Sprague back to pass against the blitz. He steps up in the pocket. He's going to be run down and pulled down from behind, but a flag, and his helmet comes flying off.
What a face mask.
Every time I see Luke Sprague hit, I get nervous because from all the injury problems he had last season.
Oh, man.
He looks to be okay, though. He popped straight back up.
He popped straight up. He's talking to the defense. He's good.
Let's see what the referees had to say about it. It could have been a face mask. It could also be a horse collar tackle.
Personal foul. Face mask.
Yeah, they'll call the face mask.
Number 51.
I mean,
it was both at the same time.
Automatic first down.
It looked like
Number 12 can stay in the game.
It looked like his helmet almost was turned backwards. But you know, those type of things are the type of things that you like can sometimes scare you, right? Because those can really cause real injuries when those type of things happen. You know, it's a part of the game, yes, but man, look, sometimes they make you hold your breath a little bit.
Yeah, both teams have not been the cleanest tonight. 70 penalty yards for USF, 75 for Bethune-Cookman. That's so unlike this Wildcats team. Handoff, Lindsey, left-hand side, dragging a defender for 3 yards on 1st and 10, up to the 48-yard line, gain of 3.
Great positive yardage. I don't know if Coach Woody is going to want Luke to run. Want Luke to pass again, but we'll have to see. I think he's always ready to throw the ball, though.
5:09 to go, 5:08 at the snap. Sprague going to throw. He's going to throw the underneath route. It's caught
slip screen
and a block. First down, Bethune-Cookman into USF territory, up to the 45-yard line. It's Jennings again. How big has he been tonight?
Listen, he is making himself a valuable commodity for this Wildcat offense. He doesn't have a lot of catches today, but the catches that he does have, he has made quality positive yardage with them. So, you know, keep feeding them. Keep feeding the young man.
Clock running, 4.5 to go. 1st and 10 for the Wildcats and the Bulls, 45. Sprague, 7-step drop, fires down the field, wide open to the sideline. And is that a catch? Did he keep his feet in bounds? Yes. Great catch. Malik Huggins in stride, steps out of bounds inside the 30 at the 26-yard line.
Finding the open receiver in the window, catching him in stride, the receiver high pointing the ball, getting his feet down, stopping the clock, getting out of bounds.
And you talk about how effortless some of these throws are.
I'm telling you.
From Luke Sprague. That looked like he wasn't putting any effort. It was a 30-yard pass.
At all.
They're going to run the ball. Nope, Sprague's going to keep option. Throw to the underneath guy. 35-20. Hit big is, I'm not sure who that is, 42? Ian Lange, the third-string tight end, is going to pick that one up. But it's a gain of 9 down to the 17-yard line. Wildcats in the red zone for only the second time tonight.
You have to respect the pass, because these are the type of things that, because we didn't pass the ball a lot, people are going to stack the box. So you ultimately are passing to open up the run.
2nd and 1.
Blitz coming off the side.
It almost gets to Sprague. It does get to Sprague. It's going to go down all the way back near the 30. Loss of about 7.
Yeah, they decided to come with the blitz from the right-hand side.
If you're Sprague, you just got to chuck that thing out of bounds.
Well, I mean, he was trying to come off of the play action, and he got caught in the middle of his motion, so it was hard for him to get rid of the ball. At that point, when you're dodging the first defender, your first instinct is you need to protect the ball to make sure you don't give it up.
From 2nd and 2 to 3rd and 9, ball spotted at the 35-yard line. This is the same exact spot where Cade Hector kicked that field goal in the first half, the only points BCU has so far. Sprague, the snap, another blitz. He's going to push it over the middle on a shovel pass as the rush was coming. It is caught at the 21-yard line by Lorenzo Jenkins, but it's not going to be anywhere near enough for a first down.
No, it's not. So I think...
Nice inventiveness, though, by Sprague to shovel that as he was being blitzed.
He is. And I think the Wildcats might go for it.
Oh, come on now.
4th and 6.
This is a little bit too much. I think you got to take the points here.
Well, you know what?
All right.
In a game like this, it's like, what do you have to lose?
I guess
it's a good chance to see that grit that you have.
4th and 6, got to get to the 15. Here comes the all-out blitz. Sprague underneath, and he overthrows the receiver on the bubble screen.
Oh man.
If that's on the money for Kobe Stewart, he gets a first down easily because they brought the house. There was nobody back there. Stewart may have honestly gone all the way to the end zone.
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of think that Sprague took a little bit of a late hit there. He was a little ginger getting up and running off the field. And so if we get the ball back, I'm not sure that we will, but if we get the ball back with 2:24 left on the clock, I don't know if we will see Sprague again this evening.
There is no BC without you. Show your support for Bethune-Cookman Athletics by joining the Wildcat Champions Club today. Help us build a championship culture at Bethune-Cookman. You can donate and join at cookman.scalefunder.com. That's cookman.scalefunder.com. 1st and 10 for the Bulls from the 21-yard line. Big hole up the middle. 30, 32-yard line, a 9-yard gain for the rusher. That's Tyron Keith again, I think. We'll see who. Nope, it's not. It's Josias Young is in there with Bryce Archie at quarterback. Archie hands to Young, and Young's going to get a big gain again. Big hole up the middle. Skips up to the 40-yard line before he's pushed over by the BCU defense. But Matthew McKenzie, the corner, made the stop.
This is the 2-minute timeout.
And we'll have the 2-minute warning. We're going to keep it right here, go down to the field to Daryl Natil, who has some injury updates for us. Daryl?
Guys, you know, in these kind of games, you want to come out healthy. We got a couple of guys banged up. Hold it. We got an official just went down on the sideline.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, official just went down.
Up here. But, talk about the injuries.
We got an offensive lineman. I don't know his number because he has street clothes, who injured a knee. That's the most serious injury I've seen. He's on crutches. We saw Omari Stewart go into the tent with a banged up shoulder. And then we saw Dees kept cramping and with an ankle injury. But those are the most serious things I've seen. You want to come out healthy in a game like this. I was holding my breath the last time Luke Sprague threw the football, and he got up limping. But by the time he got to the sideline, he had his normal gait. But you want to get out of here clean. Next week, we got another tough team in the Mercer Bears.
I want to get your opinion on Lorenzo Jenkins, the transfer from Pittsburgh, the redshirt sophomore. He's been our best receiver tonight. He's made some spectacular catches, including some down where you are.
Lorenzo has played a heck of a football game. He's run some great routes. He's caught the ball well, and he looks to be comfortable now in the offense.
Thanks, Daryl. We'll hear from you one more time after the end of the contest. There's 1 minute and 55 seconds to go. That official that went down on the sidelines looked like he just took a tumble and is back on his feet. USF 48, Bethune-Cookman 3. It's USF ball. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Bulls on their own 40, going left to right. And there's not a lot you can take from this game, Johnny, but I want a couple of things that stood out as positives to you for tonight.
Well, first, Bethune-Cookman's ability to move the ball in the second half. Now, it may not have been the movement that we fully wanted to see, but we were able to get positive yardage when we need to. We actually were able to convert on a fourth down conversion. Well, now we're 1 for 2 on fourth down conversions, but we were able to convert on the fourth down conversion, and so we were able to really try to continue to move the ball. The defense does what the defense does, bending, not breaking, because the defense works best when they are put into better situations. You don't want them on the field a lot. You don't want them having to play and defend a short field. And so even though that they had to do those things, the defense does what the defense does, and they continue to do what they're doing. And so while we're going to have to grow as a team together and learn from this, these are the type of games where you have to have a short memory, right? Put this behind you. This is our December 31st. Tomorrow is our January 1st. It is a new year, and the old tapes don't tell the team about the team that we have on the field today.
1st and 10 for the Bulls on the 40. It's a handoff. The running back gets tripped up after a gain of 3. Just 1:46 left, and I think it tells you the philosophy of head coach Alex Golis that he's not taking a knee here. He could,
but he wants to, when you're dealing in the area of now this new playoff series and whatnot, you're always going to try to make yourself seen about what you're going to do, what you can do in putting points on the board.
Handoff, middle, running at the 45 and gang tackled at the 46 is the USF running back. There's a new quarterback in the game. It's Israel Carter, the sophomore out of Corona, California, and Centennial High School. An Army All-America Bowl invite 2 seasons ago. Bulls just running out the clock here. They're finally taking a huddle, maybe for the first time all game.
Yeah.
60 ticks left.
Well, at this point, they're probably going to have one more, hard run.
3rd and 4. Up the middle. I think he was short, was the running back. Got to the 49, needed the 50, going to be 4th and 1. On the carry, Yesias Young still in there, the sophomore.
Yeah. So what they'll do is they're going to let the clock run down as much as possible and probably snap the ball at the last second.
Run around, wait for the clock to expire, and take a knee. Yep.
The best they can. We may get the ball back with a few seconds left. Outside of that, no need to get anyone injured at the end of this game, especially with the score being what it is.
Timeout, USF.
Yeah, USF takes a timeout with 9 seconds.
This will be 30 seconds.
That last run for Yesias Young gave the Bulls 400 total yards on the night. 400 yards, 48 points for USF, and a good start for their high-flying offense that last year averaged 31.9 points per game. That was 4th in the AC and 32nd in all of FBS. But again, the real test start for South Florida next week. They at number 5 Alabama. They pushed the Crimson Tide all the way last year in this building. Then they go at Southern Miss to end their road non-conference schedule. They're here at Miami, here against Miami, 9-21. That's a big one.
That's going to be this place is going to be packed and rocking when the U comes to Tampa.
This will be the last play of the game. It'll be a handoff up the middle. They'll get a 1st down on 4th and 1, and that'll be it. 3 seconds left and the clock runs.
They're going to spot the ball And the clock.
That'll do it.
That'll do it.
Alex Golish and Raymond Woody Jr. will shake hands at the 50-yard line. The USF Bulls start 1-0. They win this one 48-3, and this is the first time under Raymond Woody Jr. that the Wildcats have not scored a touchdown in a game.
Well, it is definitely going to be a learning experience when watching this film about what you can correct, because you don't want to go into the next week making the same mistakes and doing the same things during this game. But I don't think that the Wildcats need to hold their heads, hang their heads or anything. You still walk with your heads high, knowing that you continue to fight and you didn't give up through the course of this game.
I asked you for a positive earlier. You said the defense. My positive is Cam Ransom. He came into the game right in the first half, completely turned the positive momentum for the Wildcats, got their only points of the game right at the end of the half. And unfortunately, the defense for USF is good enough where they were cued in on him in the second half, and he couldn't really make as big of an impact. But I think against Mercer next week, he's got to be QB1.
Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens during practice for this week. You don't want to continue using so many quarterbacks and in fear of someone getting hurt or whatnot. We could see Bowens come back in, give it another go, or we could see, like you said, Cam come back in and be our QB1 for next week. Right now, that is still up in the air. That is still up to Coach Woody about how he's going to manage the quarterback situation. I think that we had a strong viewing of our running backs. We are very deep at running back, and I can't wait to see once we get our offensive line solidified, how our running backs will be able to really take control of the game.
One last time, let's hear from Daryl Latil on the sidelines. Daryl, I want your one positive from tonight and then your overall take on the game.
My one positive is the Wildcats played 4 quarters. Even though the scoreboard was in our favor, we played football, and each quarter we progressed. Each quarter we played better. I take Cam Ransom coming into the ball game, changed the whole complex of the football game. We began to play better. We began to bounce around a little bit. The defense even got a little pepper in their step. We began to loosen some things up. Once we went into the next package, I look for the Wildcats to improve next week on what they did tonight. But Wildcat football is here. It's our time. You'll see better play as we go on down the season, guys.
Thank you, Daryl Latil. Daryl, I also want you to how did it feel being back on the sidelines after being stuck with me in the booth for a couple years?
I want to say this. I've not said this in 13 years. Back up to you, Mike.
And Mike Johnson, we know you're looking down on us and smiling. As we throw it back up to the booth. Let's get you your stats for the game. For Bethune-Cookman, 170 yards, 102 in the pass, 48 in the rush, 10 penalties for 75 yards. I think that's the thing that Coach Woody's going to be the most concerned about tonight.
Absolutely.
17 first downs for the Wildcats, 3 of 16 on third down, 1 for 2 on fourth down. 74. The Wildcats ran more total plays, 74 total plays, 69, but the average yards per play, 2.3. Average yards per completion, 7.2. Average yards per rush, 1.2 for the Wildcats. They also sacked the Bulls 3 times for 18 yards and had 4 tackles for loss for 21 yards. For the South Florida Bulls, they had 403 yards of total offense, 172 through the air, 231 on the ground, 7 penalties for 85 yards. Coach Golish not going to be happy with that either. There were a couple of big penalties early on when the game was still 7 and 14 and nothing. Where the Wildcats' best offense was the USF penalties. They couldn't move the ball at all. They had 3 total yards in the first quarter.
Yeah.
20 first downs for the Bulls, 8 of 15 on third down, 1 of 2 on fourth down for 69 total plays. Average yards per play for USF, 5.8. 11 yards per completion, 5 yards per rush. They got 3 sacks for 13 yards, but 14 tackles for loss for 31 yards. Their defensive line was fired up and playing, as you said, fly to the football defense all night long.
Absolutely. And that's what you want your defense to do. It gives your team confidence to know that it can get to the football and you can make it look effortlessly.
Individual numbers for Bethune-Cookman. Cam Ransom, the best quarterback tonight, 12 of 19 for 85 yards. 1 interception that wasn't his fault. It was a big deflection in the secondary. That's a 63% completion percentage. Luke Sprague, 5 of 8 for 37 yards, 63% completion percentage. Bowens, 0 of 6, 1 interception. Rushing the ball, Courtney Reese, 10 carries, 16 yards. 6 was his long. Cam Ransom, 8 carries for 12 yards with a 12-yard long. Darnell Dees, 2 for 11. Lindsey, 1 for 8. Bazul, 6 for 7. Bivens, 2 for 1. Bowens, 5 for 1. Patton, 4 for -1. Sprang, 3 for -7 on that sack. Receiving for Bethune-Cookman, Jenkins, outstanding. 5 for 53 on 5 targets. Did not drop one tonight and made a couple of spectacular catches. He's also an offensive positive for me.
Absolutely.
Nance, 2 for 12. Velez, 2 for 12. Both tight ends not bad on those crossing patterns. Bazul, 2 for 2. Huggins, 1 for 19. Clark, 1 for 10. Lange, 1 for 9. Reese, 1 for 6. Ransom, 1 for 0 in that crazy carom play that the ball came back to him. And Patton, 1 for -1. For South Florida, Brown, as advertised, 13 of 20 for 152 yards. No touchdowns, no interceptions because they did most of their work on the ground. Archie came into the second half, 2 of 3 for 20 yards and a touchdown on his first pass as a USF Bull. South Florida rushing the ball. Joyner, 14 carries for 78 yards and 2 touchdowns. Brown, 8 for 74 and a touchdown. Keith, 7 for 39 and a score. Young, 7 for 30. Wright, 7 for 19 and a touchdown. Isaac, 1 for 2. Archie, 2 for -11 on those 2 sacks. For South Florida receiving, Yassine, 5 for 73 and almost had a touchdown. Was pushed out of bounds at the 5 once. Atkins, 4 for 42. Brown, Stevens, 2 for 27 and a touchdown from Archie in the third quarter. Wright, 1 for 10. Hardeman, 1 for 9. Porter, 1 for 6. And Smith, 1 for 5. Final thoughts, Johnny, on this first game of the season?
Well, it definitely was the first game of the season, which means that there are things that we're going to have to clean up if we want to see us get better as we go into week 2. And so we have to make sure we got to shore up our offensive line blocking, make sure that we can reestablish the line of scrimmage to make sure that we are protecting our quarterback and giving our running back a chance for positive yards. Defense has to continue to do what they do to make sure that our front 7, front 8 are able to cause disruption in the backfield, get to the quarterback, and stop the ball for loss. And then we always have to make sure that we see the right plays being made on the special team side of the ball. We had one big play given up because all of our people were down their lanes and in position to be able to make the tackle. So when you look at the game as a whole and you're looking at this new group of guys on the field, there's always going to be something that you can work on to be able to get better that next week. And as long as you are working to get better, the good things will happen.
That'll do it for us here at Raymond James Stadium. Once again, your final score, the Bethune-Cookman Wildcats 3, the University of South Florida Bulls 48. The Wildcats will be back next week at home against the Mercer Bears, 3 p.m. at Daytona Stadium. Get out there, support your Wildcats, or you can listen to the game at youtube.com/CatEye Network or 1380 WELE The Cat around Daytona Beach. There are a ton of people to thank who make our broadcast tick. Bryce Hornowski, Brian Harvey, SIDs. Gino Robinson, CatEye Network Executive Director. Ed Palladino, extraordinaire engineer. Thank you for getting us all set up over here tonight. And also back in the studio, 1380 WELE in Daytona Beach. Kennedy Hutchinson, Alex Randolph, and of course, Larry Steele. Here, Daryl Latil was on the sidelines. Johnny Vickers was in the booth with me. My name is Michael Travillo. Thank you so much for listening. We'll be back next week with more Wildcat football here on CatEye Network Radio. See you then.